So we're going to get started in just a minute. And what are you most excited about? Excited about learning how to get more clients. Perfect. Hey, Leanne. Nacho from Mexico. I want to sign more clientes. Classic. Thank you. Yeah. People from Perth up super early. Let's get started, hey? Welcome, everybody. We're in for an amazing session. We've got 1,001 people registered as I jumped into the session today, which means that let's do this amazingly well. Hey, bring your A game. Let's get started. Super excited. Grab a pen, grab a paper. I think it's game on starting right now. So welcome officially to this session of Clients by Christmas. Not to be repeated, not going to be recorded. This is it, baby, live or no deal. So welcome. I'm really excited about showing you what you can do right now in the next 21 days before Christmas to get the clients that you need quickly. For those of you who haven't met me, and I'm looking down the list of, the hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people on the line right now, lots and lots of familiar faces and names. Welcome. So glad to have you here. Welcome back. Lots of clients, lots of coach marketing members, several black belts on the line too. Welcome. There's also lots of old friends, but there's also lots of new friends. So if we're new friends, hopefully we'll be old friends soon. If we haven't met before, if this is our first opportunity to talk together, my name's Taki Moore, and I'm the coach marketing expert at coachmarketingmachine.com. I want to give you a quick heads up about my goals for this session for you. If I kind of had to summarize 3 things which I think are opportunities for us right now, they are, number 1, I want you to sign clients before Christmas. Here's what happens. This is a little bit embarrassing, but I heard coaches saying this as early as mid-October. Can you believe it? Mid-October, saying, Christmas is nearly here. People are getting busy or they're winding down and you just can't get clients right now. And so, you know what? Maybe, do you really think I could run that campaign or do that webinar right now? Maybe I should hold off. It's the most foolish thing I've ever heard, and I hear it every single year, and every year it cracks me up because I know that in my business and in my clients' business, December is the best month for signing new clients. I know that's massively counterintuitive, but literally December is time and time again, the last 3 or 4 years, the best month for signing new clients, both for me and for the clients who run this particular campaign. Now, here's the secret though. Here's the trick. It's only the best month for signing new clients if you have a campaign that actually works, because most of the marketing strategies that you typically use don't work in December because people are either, if they're in hospitality or retail, ramping up for a really, really busy time, or their businesses are completely switched off, are about to shut down and disappear. So you've got to do something specific. There's one thing that's going on in people's brains right now that we can tap into, one campaign that works. The other stuff, not so much in December. So I'm really glad you're here. I'm going to give you the exact walkthrough of what to do step by step by step. So our job is, number 1, to help you sign clients by Christmas. Number 2, I want to give you some tips around how to keep them all, keep all of your current clients over the break so they stay with you, and how to preload 2014. Lots of people saying, go hard, rock and roll. Let's do this. Brain at 90% says Jacqueline. Looking forward to starting to get back into some real business. Let's do this. Hey, Joanne Melbourne from New Zealand's here too. G'day, everybody. So good to have you here. Let's get started. Really simple. There are 3 mistakes that coaches make in December. And if you're taking notes, now's exactly the right time to start. There are 3 mistakes that coaches make in December. Each one of them will hurt your business. If you're doing 1, it'll hurt. If you're doing 2, it'll damage you. If you're doing 3, it'll cripple you. I want to make sure that you know what they are so we can avoid them together today. Mistake number 1 is what we just talked about. It's calling off the hunt too early. When is the right time? When is it ever the right time to stop getting clients? Well, if you're on holidays, cool. But if you're not on holidays, dude, let's get some clients, right? Most coaches stop in, some of them stop in October, many of them stop in November, and almost everybody stops in December. And you can get clients right now. In fact, the very, very best time, like I just said, the very best time to get clients is right now in December. The campaign I'm going to show you will help you get clients now. You can use it in January, and you can use it right at the start. In the first week of February, it'll still work. But right now is the prime perfect time, which is why I want to give it to you now so you get maximum value. Here's what happens. If you call off the hunt too early, you stop. If you stop right now, let's just say you've got all of December where you're not looking. You've got most of January where people are on holidays. And by the time you get back into gear in Feb, you're kind of late January, early Feb, you've had 2 or 3 months with no motion and no momentum. Is this making sense, guys? If this is making sense, just do me a favor and raise your hand so I know that you're with me. See the little hand up button? Beautiful. By the way, we're going to make this really conversational, you and I, backwards and forwards. So the more you can hand up or type in questions, the more I'll know if we're on track, and it'll be more like a conversation rather than just a one-way data dump, yeah? So I think first big mistake is this. It's calling off the hunt too early. And that's what we're going to cover today. Number 2, the second big mistake is failure to demonstrate Christmas value. In other words, failure to demonstrate the value of your coaching over Christmas, because people will be, many of them will be away on holidays, really busy or checked out. They're still going to be paying money for you over Christmas, but not getting value from you over Christmas. And if they're paying money and not getting value, it's only a matter of time before they pull the pin, they say, hey, I'm not getting value, and they stop. You might have already had a couple of clients start to wonder about, well, what do we do over Christmas? Or, hey, Christmas is coming, I just want to put it on pause for a bit. If you're getting those questions, it's too late. You need to do something upfront before that even happens to make sure that you keep your clients all the way through Christmas. Making sense, guys? So, number 1, calling off the hunt too early. Number 2, failure to demonstrate value over Christmas. If you fail to demonstrate the value over Christmas, people will, you'll notice the money coming out, but not the value coming in, and they'll stop. The third big Christmas mistake is this. It's not preloading January. I said right now that at some stage in the next month, there's a good chance that you're going to be taking a little bit of time off, right? And so if you take some time off, let's call that late December, Christmas time, even if it's just a few weeks, you come back, the rest of the world kind of wakes up mid-January, rubs its bleary eyes, and tries to figure out what to do. Let's get back to work and into it. Most coaches are exactly the same. You take all the time off, you lose all of your momentum, you come back in January, you rub your eyes, takes you a few weeks to kind of get your mojo back going, doesn't it? Because you've been working so hard this year. And by the time you've got anything in motion, it's late January or the start of Feb, and you've lost 2 months of momentum. Okay? So what I do with my clients right now is we grab a calendar for 2014 and we build it now. Every single activity. So it starts with a blank calendar, and then we move to your complete calendar done. So this is my calendar for 2014. Completely preloaded. Green, all of our holidays. Black, all of our black belt events. Blue, the $1 Million Coach Intensive 2-day events in Sydney and in Los Angeles. All of our webinars, all done. So I don't have to think next year. I don't have to wake up blearily in January and go, oh, what am I going to do? I just got to, do what it says. There's a little pink box. Great. That means I'm going to be running a webinar. Does that make sense? There's a little dark blue box there. That means I'm going to be running an ignition webinar. Is that cool? So we want to preload January so that you don't wake up, kind of at the end of Jan going, oh, what am I going to do? And you've lost 2 months of momentum. So I think they're the 3 big dangers, the 3 big threats. And so I want to know, out of those 3, calling off the hunt too early, which is the biggest one for you? Calling off the hunt too early, failure to demonstrate value over Christmas, or number 3, not preloading January. And what I mean is, if you don't have your first 3 weeks back into work completely locked in already, here's what I'm going to be doing, here's a campaign I'm going to run, here's the emails I'm going to send, ready to go, like already, so all you have to do is walk in and hit send, then you're in serious trouble. Which of those 3 do you think is the biggest threat to you, and why? I'm going to give you 15 seconds to type in your thoughts while I have a quick sip here of my acai berry smoothie. Oh, that is so good. Kevin, how are you, brother? Great to have you here. Brian says, love the green. Calling off the hunt too early. Failure to demonstrate value over Christmas. All 3, says Robert. Not preloading January, says Steve. Not preloading January, say lots of people. Calling off the hunt too early, Patrick. Lots of people saying not preloading January. Preload, baby, says Terry. Calling off the hunt too early and not preloading. Fantastic. So you see this is a big mistake. Not demonstrating value over Christmas. Ant, thank you. Chantel, last 2 for me. Gotcha. Okay, so the most important thing I've got for you is this. If you don't change anything, what's the risk? What's the danger? If you're not preloading January, what's the cost for you? I'm going to give you 10 seconds. If you're not demonstrating value over Christmas, what could that cost you? What's at risk right now? And if you don't have a system for getting clients here in December, and if you call off the hunt too early, What do you lose out on? What's the risk? I want to know what's the cost for you not to do this smarter. Yeah, lots of people saying, I called off the hunt too early because everybody else was. What's the cost? Let's have a look. I just haven't systemized the process yet. I'll probably lose my clients, says Shelley. I haven't preloaded because I don't know what to do. Most of my clients are away as well. That's fine if they're away. I'm not talking about are they going to be away or not. It's whether they're paying and whether they're getting value. I don't mean work them hard. There's 9 things you can do to make sure they stay. If I don't do it now, it'll happen way too late. Andrea, exactly. How much trouble are we in if we haven't already done this stuff? Susan, you're in a ton of trouble unless you do something about it now. Okay? Otherwise, so I reckon you've got 2 weeks to make this happen. 2 weeks. The preloading, Jan, maybe you've got a little bit more time, but the clients by Christmas, you've got to do it now. And the retention, the value over Christmas, we've got to hit this week and next week. Probably next week's your peak time. Greg says, I haven't preloaded January. Actually, I haven't really preloaded in general. All right. Okay, so what I want to do right now is, you've seen the 3. Please, I hope you've written those 3 down because we're going to revisit those a little bit later. Right now, though, I want to focus on number 1, on calling off the hunt too early and this whole idea of getting clients by Christmas. So there's a danger. The danger is this. Most of us, not me, hopefully not you, have already stopped marketing. Most coaches have already stopped marketing. Marketing isn't, there's not like a gradient here. You're either, growing or you're slowing. It's like go or it's stop. So if you're not actively marketing to grow right now, your business is losing momentum and you're slowing down. You've either you're green or you're red. So just right now, which one am I right now at this instant? Have I been green or have I already redded? And it might not be an active, I've hit the stop button, but it just might not be, I haven't got my thumb on the green button. A little bit like, apparently train drivers have this switch called the dead man switch, which is if they, let go of a certain button, it automatically puts the brakes on and slows the train down. That's what's going on with your marketing right now. Hopefully you've got your finger on the green button right until the day you decide, hey, I'm done for the year. Does that make sense? If you stop too early, then you've lost opportunity and it's going to take a couple of months to get your momentum back. What most coaches do is they've let go of the green button. They don't know it, but they've hit the red button. And so now it's time for them to kind of hibernate for 2 months. Hold on and hope that I don't lose too many clients, that January, I can start okay in January and I don't lose too much, money. Holding on and hope is not a strategy. And so I just want to kind of poke you in the eyes a little bit right here at the start to get you connected to, dude, this is important. I need to wake up and focus for a little bit. Hopefully, as your coach today, I've got your permission to do that. The third thing that happens is you lose money and you lose momentum. If you haven't got a system for getting clients right up until the day you stop for Christmas, then you lose money and you lose momentum. Your train gets derailed. And what we'll find out is that preloading January is a lot like laying down the train tracks. So your job is just to lay out the tracks, and next year you just follow the tracks. You don't have to think, you just do, right? That's the whole beauty about having everything mapped out in advance. You don't have to think or stress or freak. You just do what the calendar says. It's a cash flow calendar. You just do what it says and you're locked and loaded. Cool? If you don't, you lose money and you lose momentum, and you get off next year to what I call a false start. All really, really excited, but the engine won't start and you're kind of stuck and have to kind of push it manually. And pushing it manually, getting it started manually is slow. That's if you do it wrong. If you do this right, if you play your cards right, if you do this smart, then I think 3 things are going to happen. The first one is you're going to have a campaign that you can, push the plunger on and have some quick results right now. And the kind of results I'm talking about is with this Clients by Christmas campaign to actually have some new clients in the next 21 days before Christmas time. Now, if I were you, I would start this pretty soon. I wouldn't wait until December 20 and hope to have a success with this campaign. I'm showing it to you right now because this week you've got like 10 days to make this work. About 7 to 10 days to promote it, and then a day to run it, and you'll be golden. Cool? And I'll walk you through everything. Instead of having your train derailed, you get the tracks laid out straight and you get money and you get momentum. You're like a freight train heading down the right track fast. It's going to take a lot to slow you down, push you off course. You won't get distracted. You're just doing what you need to do. Instead of a false start, you get off to a fast start. Making sense? So here's the thing. The campaign I'm about to show you came about as a little bit of a collaboration between three people. One of those is me. The second is a coach called Andrew Roberts, who's a really great guy, an awesome coach up from Brisbane. And a couple of years ago, he and I were discussing how we both do really well in December, and we compared notes. And it turns out that he runs the exact same campaign that I do every single year, and he does incredibly well. And so the campaign that I'm about to give you has, that we're about to walk through together, I'm about to show you, has like a three-step email campaign, like an email launch sequence to promote the webinar or the workshop that we're going to do, and I'll explain it all in a second. But the emails, I want to give credit because Andrew wrote the email, so thank you, Andrew. The second great coach that I want to give credit to is a guy called Rowan Dredge, who's one of my best friends, lives down in Melbourne, incredible coach in the executive space, and the slide deck and the workbook and the whole make next year your best year ever content came from Ro, and I'm the guy who's put it all together and packaged it up as a way not just to deliver great value, but as a way to get clients by Christmas. Cool? So if you do that, you'll be able to be like Andrew here, run this campaign this year, next year, the year after, every single year in December and in January. And for the late starters, you'll be able to get some extra clients in Feb as well, and have this campaign that you can just run every single year and just know, hey, December is set because I know what to do, and you don't have to change it ever. Cool? So what I want to know right now is, why do you want clients by Christmas? What's the big driving force behind this for you? By the way, anytime you see Sharpie marker, that's like grab your keyboard and write me an answer so I can read them out. Yeah, I'll either have another year of the same sort of momentum I've had, or I'll catapult my results. It'll ruin my first quarter of 2014 if I don't have this. It's going to cost me 25 grand a month if I don't have this sorted. I won't meet my revenue projections for the first quarter. Thanks, Walt. Yeah, I won't have income for the next 2 months. I'll start flat in January, so I'll have slow, like no momentum. I want to make 2004 the year it should be. Awesome. I'll lose clients and revenue. Right. My accountant will be having more stern words with me. Right. So why do you want clients by Christmas? Right. Give me certainty for the new year. I lost a client I need to replace. I also want to start January strong. I want to finish strong. I want to build momentum. Yeah. How you finish is how you'll start. I want to finish off my house, increase the cash flow. I need more cash. Kick off 2014 and make it an amazing year. Right. So I got 2 questions for you. Just love it if you could just type in the numbers, please. First one is, how many clients short are you right now? If you look at the kind of current client books, how many clients short are you from a Christmas ideal? Please don't say 50. If you say 50, that means that you're probably charging too little. If we could wave a realistic magic wand, how many clients would you like to grab before Christmas? How many clients are you short right now? Got that number? Just type that in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. And the last question is, what's that in dollars or in whatever currency it is where you are? How many Greek drachma or euros or pesos or dollars is that for you? So in terms of client numbers, we're looking for 4, 5, 8, 10, 3, 5 short, 8, some up around kind of 10 or 12. But mostly we're kind of 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like. A few a little bit more, a few a little bit less. Excellent. By the way, thank you so much for writing. I'm looking right now. So the number, what does that equal in dollars? It's about 10K, 3 grand, 40K, 15, 48,000 pounds. Beautiful. 80K, 6. Beautiful. All right. So what we're going to do right now is I want to show you exactly what you need to know, what you need to do in order to get clients by Christmas. I'm going to give you 5 keys right now for signing clients by Christmas. And, if you haven't been taking notes already, and you should be, then now is exactly the right time. So let's get in 5 keys for getting clients by Christmas, and then I'm going to show you the system and walk you through the how. So number one, key number one is to seize the moment. And the moment is this. A great marketer once said that what a great copywriter does is they enter the conversation that's already going on in your prospect's mind. Listen to that. Enter the conversation that's already going on in your prospect's mind. So the question is, what's going on in people's minds right now at the end of the year? Well, whether they're about to get really, really busy and ramp up because they're in the kind of space where where Christmas is a huge busy period for them, or they're in a kind of a more turn off mode. Either way, here's what people are thinking right now. Just like you are, just like I am. We're looking back at the year that's just gone and we're going, wow, that was a pretty full on year. I've done a lot. I've done this, but I haven't really, by the way, this isn't me right now. We've had an incredible year and I'm really, really super grateful. I'm very excited about next year. But this is what most people are thinking. Most people, maybe not you, but most people are thinking this. You know what? That was a really big year. I've worked really hard, but what have I really got to show for it? I worked hard. Maybe I wasn't as disciplined as I could be. I certainly haven't got all the results that I want. And I really, really hope that next year's going to be different. Do you get that? There's a little bit of regret. And there's a faint hope that somehow next year's going to be different, that they're going to get a clean start, a fresh start, and be able to change. That is what's going on in people's minds right now. So what we need to do is we need to seize the moment. We want to tap into that thought pattern of this year was okay, but not great. Next year, it could all be different if I play my cards right. We want to tap into that and run a campaign built around how to make next year your best year ever. If this is making sense, just raise your hand, click the little hand up button so I know that you're following. Hands up. Perfect. Stick them up, right? Exactly. By the way, if you've just joined me, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. I just want to let you know up front that this webinar is live. It's once off. There's not going to be a recording or a replay. Stay with me. I'm going to give you everything you need, but you need to stick around. Cool. What's going on in people's heads right now is they look back over the year that's just been, and there's a little bit of regret. And they look at next year and they hope, beyond all hopes, that maybe somehow next year could be different. So we need to tap into that and run a campaign built around that big idea. Principle number 2, we're going to create a conversion event. Okay. Our job here is to create something that people come to that does 2 things. Number 1, it rocks hard. It delivers amazing value, right? And number 2, it converts like crazy. A conversion event, a high value conversion event. Now I'm thinking, the clients that I run this with, many of them will do a webinar because that's something that I teach, right? So it could be a webinar. It could be a teleconference, which is just a lot easier on the technology. You pick up a phone and dial into a conference line and teach a bunch of people. It could be a seminar or a workshop where you get people into a room and you run the exact same campaign. And I've got the slides and the workbooks and everything that you need, right? Or it could be a one-on-one session. Now I'm going to put the one-on-one session at the bottom of my preferred options list. Ideally, it's something group because it's a little bit safer for people to come to. Right? If I had to send you an email and said, hey, spend an hour with me and we'll map out your Christmas one-on-one, many of you would have taken me up because you know me, but some of you who maybe don't know me as well might be going, well, what's the catch here? Right? So what we want to do is do something that's a little bit safe. In other words, it's going to be in a group environment. It's probably a webinar, could be a teleseminar, could be a live event. Does that make sense? And it's got to be high value and high conversion. Let me quickly show you what I mean by that. Alrighty. So if we look at, there's kind of 2 big goals here with our conversion event. The first is, if we think about how much value we are going to deliver. So at one end, we've got low value, and the other end, we've got high value. Right? Obviously, my hunch is if you're vaguely resonate with me, you're probably on the right-hand side already. I only want to do stuff that rocks, that is high value and delivers actual value into the world, right? I'm sure that's probably you as well. Unfortunately, what a lot of coaches do is they do the first thing, but they forget about the second. And so they do a high value session that is low conversion. If this end is high conversion, then we've got 4 options right now. Okay, so let's just kind of walk through. Okay, here's what I know. Nobody on this webinar right now, if you're with me, we're thinking about a Clients by Christmas, how to make next year your best year ever campaign that you're going to run, whether it's a webinar or a teleseminar or a live event or even a one-on-one session. Here's what I know. If you're, one of my dudes, then there is no way that you're going to do something in the bottom left-hand corner where it's low value and it doesn't convert. It's just going to be crap. What I would call that is a flop. Right? That's not you. Here's what lots of coaches do. They do an event where there is so much value and the client walks away with, heaps of notes and feels like they've just got amazing value, but they don't sell anything. And I would call that pull. It's really high value, but it doesn't convert. It's pull. So it's attractive. They'll tell their friends how awesome it was, but nobody makes any decisions to move forward. What's it about? It's not about information. It's about transformation. The only way we get transformation is by getting people to make a decision that's going to help them commit to themselves and their future and maybe to you. Okay. On the top left. So I reckon this is a big danger for coaches. On the top left is what we're all scared of doing, which is we're going to do something that is really salesy but has no value. And I'd call that push. Right? Really salesy. So maybe we convert once, but we can't ever run that event again and the value isn't there. So we create a reputation of being not good. What do they say? If you're no good, marketing just speeds up the rate at which people find out you're no good, right? So what we want to do is we want to create something that is really high value and converts really, really well, and that's called pop. So I just want you to think right now, have you ever run a live event or a webinar or a teleseminar or even like a sales appointment where you've given lots and lots and lots of value but haven't sold? If that's you, there's a good chance that you're probably down in the pull department and we need to move you up to pop. Which one of these 4 boxes, if you don't learn any different, which one of these 4 boxes are you most likely to be in right now? I just want you to write in. Are you push, pull, flop, or pop? Lots of people saying pull, 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 pull. Too much pull, not enough pop. Right. 1 pop. That's fantastic. 2 pops. I confess, Father Taki, I'm a pull person. Right. Lots of pull. In fact, I've seen 1 push, mostly pop, pull mostly. Okay, here's the thing. 99% of the people on the webinar right now are in here. That's exactly what I thought. What we need to do is we need to move you here. Otherwise, you'll walk away feeling like you delivered a ton of value. Nobody will make any decisions. And then here's the thing. Have you ever sat down with a friend who asked you, a question and you just decided to go help a friend out? Maybe over coffee, somebody's kind of reached out and said, hey, can you give me some advice around X? And because you're a good guy, you want to help, right? Or a good gal, you want to help. And so you sit down and you give them your best stuff for like an hour. You give them amazing value. If you've done this, please just raise your hand. If you sat down with a complete stranger, not a complete stranger, but you sat down with somebody who's not paying and given them a ton of value. Hands up if you've done that. Right. Most of us have done that. Almost everybody's done that. At the end, when you walked away feeling good because you've given them so much value, what did they go and do? Did they implement or not? No, they totally didn't. Right? So here's the thing. If they didn't implement, did they really get value? They didn't get any value at all. They got information. We're here to not just give them data, we're here to help them make decisions. So that's why pull is not okay anymore. If you do a session where people go, that was amazing, but they don't take the next step and like book in a session with you or buy your coaching, wasted opportunity. When people pay, they pay attention. Please write that down. When people pay, they pay attention. So our job is to create a conversion event, a high value conversion event, one that rocks hard, is high on the value scale, and that sells like, it converts like crazy. Cool. When we do that, we're doing really, really, really well. So let's just kind of give us some context. We're talking about the 5 keys right now for running this Clients by Christmas campaign. Number 1 is to seize the moment. The feeling of regret that's going on in people's minds right now at a subconscious and starting to verbalize level and thinking about next year and hoping that it'll be better. What we're going to do is we're going to tap into that by running a high value conversion event. So we're going to decide on a theme. that is going to be how to make next year your best year ever. And if you have a particular niche, put your niche in. So if you're a business coach, it's that. If it's, if you do stuff around health or relationships or fitness, then it's about that. Does that make sense? So the third key is this. When it comes to promoting this high value conversion event, what we need to do is we need to black out and count down. I'm not sure how regularly you're in touch with your prospects. My hunch is that most people aren't in touch with their prospects nearly enough, and that's just kind of how it is. Our job is this. When you're promoting an event, everything else stops. Your social media, updates, the regular email newsletters, all of the normal stuff you do stops so we can focus on, so we're going to do a media blackout. And now what we do is we count down to the event. All we do is we talk the event. We promote the event. We speak about the event. Now, if you are doing like a weekly video or a blog or a newsletter, fantastic. That's totally okay. You can keep it going on one condition. If the event itself, if the content of your blog or your video or your email newsletter is about the content of your session. Does that make sense? I want you to have one message right now, not talking about 50 things. One message. We clear? So you're going to black out and then you're going to count down. And in terms of your campaign calendar, if this is like a month's calendar and we've got 4 weeks in a month, your session what have I got? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sorry, forgot Sunday. Your session is going to be on a Thursday. I'm going to put W for webinar, although you could make it an event if you'd prefer, is going to be there. So we're going to black out and count down, which means that you're going to send email number 1 right here on the Tuesday before. You're going to send email number 2 here on the Thursday before. You're going to send email number 3 on the Tuesday before, and you're going to send a reminder email number 4 on the day before the event. That's your campaign calendar. And while that's going on, every piece of communication you say is all focused on this thing and not something else. So if you have social media updates, it's focused on the webinar. If you have a blog post, it's focused on the webinar. If you have a video that you do, it's focused on the webinar or the event, this conversion tool that we built. Is this making sense, guys? Just let me know if you're following. We good? Yep. Awesome. So we're going to black out and we're going to count down. We're not going to talk about anything except for this one thing. It's like everything else is dark and all of our light is just on that one goal at the end of the tunnel right here. We're going to black out and count down. So that's this. And I'm going to give you walk you through the email sequence in a second for doing this. So number 4, at the event, your job is to teach and sell. Teach and sell. This is really, really important. The reason you do pull right now, not pop, is because you don't know how to teach and sell. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. So if I look at how most people do it, what they do is they, let's call this teach. Most people do teach or sell. And, so they either teach or they sell. What you probably do is you teach, not sell. Most people, there's not too many people who do sell but not teach. I reckon there's a good chance you do teach and not sell. And that's like level 1. It's a mistake. It's really, really common. If you teach, we feel like we delivered value, but as we just talked about, we've delivered data, not value, because they don't implement. So that's phase number 1. Phase number 2, what then people try to do is that they teach and then sell. Okay? So they do teach first, then sell. Let me just kind of write in a little so they deliver great value and then they try to somehow bolt an offer onto the end, and it never works. It always feels clunky. So when they're teaching, their confidence is high, the value is great, and everyone's loving it. And when they sell, it gets all strange. And, their mouth clammies up. They feel strange. The audience feels weird. Nobody buys anything. And it's like, oh, you were really good here, and then you got really weird there. Okay, is this making sense? Hands up if you've done that. Just give me a little hand up. Awesome. So that's level 2. The first level is teach, no sell. Level 2 is teach, then sell. That's what an amateur does. What a pro does is a pro does this. Instead of teach or sell or teach, then sell, what a pro does is while they're teaching stuff that makes people need it, makes people want to buy. And then while they're selling, they do it in a way that still feels like content. So they're always teaching and they're always selling, and the whole thing is one indivisible loop. There's no distinction between teach or sell. They're both happening all the time simultaneously. So while you're teaching people what to want. And while you're selling, you're doing it in a way that is still valuable and educational. So the word isn't then sell. The word is and sell. So we don't do this first and that second. We do this the whole time. Does that make sense? Teach, then sell. What I want you to do is just take 30 seconds and just write down how you've noticed yourself doing teach, then sell, and what's one thing you can do to improve that. What do you need to get better at right now to make sure you nail teach and sell? 30 seconds. While you do that, I'm just going to have a quick drink of my drink. Beautiful. Dipak, got your message? I'll make sure we follow through. I need to get better at selling in a way that is educational and valuable. Karen, 100%. That's what I'm talking about. I've got to get comfortable with the sell bit. If you do it my way, you don't have to get comfortable with the sell bit because it's all the sell bit. The content is the sell bit. And the offer is the content bit. It's all one. It's not like you have a teachy bit and then you get all strange. It all just flows, right? So that's number 4. If you wanted to write down a key phrase, it's teach people what to want. This was by accident, but I just got a message here from Deepak saying, how do I get information about your seminars in California? I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm not trying to sell, this webinar is not about selling tickets to an event in California, right? But if I go back here and you saw my calendar, where was that? Right. Oops. Oops. Probably shouldn't do cancel the webinar. What do you reckon? When I showed this picture, then people go, oh, he comes to California. All of a sudden, without meaning to, I've taught somebody what to want. 20 minutes ago, there was no idea about an event in California, and now that sounds like something that would be possibly valuable. Does that make sense? So in the content, you want to teach what to want. Okay, number 5. As part of the process, as part of the teaching people what to want, as part of the teach and sell, what you're going to do is you're going to stretch the gap. And you're going to stretch the gap between where people are right now and what they most want and show them, here's where you are and it's okay. Here's where you could be and that's really exciting. And here's everything that's holding you back right now. When you do that, you create a real sense of internal tension. My friend Clay Collins says that marketing is the creation of desire-based tension. Please write that down. Marketing is the creation of desire-based tension. And so what we're going to do in our session is we're going to stretch the gap in this webinar that you run. By the way, don't freak out. Oh, I don't know how to do this. It's really easy if you've got the slides and you just follow what they say, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So in our event, your job is this. It's to oops. I've got to work on my circles. What do you reckon? If we're going to stretch the gap with people, we're going to do 3 things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get them really clear about their current reality, where they are right now. As part of this high-value conversion event that you do, that's exactly what we're going to do. Get them really clear about that. Second, we're going to get them focused on what are the results that they most desperately want. And third, we're going to help them identify the roadblocks which are holding them back. And the roadblocks are the obstacles to getting what they want, the things that you can now help them with. Here's what happens. when you do this right, if you get people really clear about their reality and then the results they want, it creates vision. It creates a sense of possibility and excitement for people, right? When you focus on the results they're most after and then the roadblocks which are holding them back, that builds need, right? What you've done is you just created the gap. People hire a coach when there's I want this, but this is in the way. Get that? I want this, but this is in the way. When someone's really clear about their current reality and the roadblocks, that brings up a real sense of often frustration. Some emotion comes into play. And when we do that, then we're in a place where the magic happens, where the conversion takes place. Does that make sense? So in our session, when I talk about stretching the gap, what we're going to be doing is we're going to get people connected to their current reality, understanding the results that they most desperately want, and then identifying everything that's holding them back. When we do that, we're going to do incredibly well because all of a sudden there's vision, there's need, and there's emotion about it. When there's vision and there's need and there's emotion, people buy, right? People do whatever they can to close the gap. So we just talked about 5 keys. Number 1, seizing the moment, tapping into people's, the current thought pattern, entering the conversation in their mind, creating a conversion event, blacking out and counting down, teaching and selling, and then stretching the gap. So I want to know which of those 5 would make the biggest impact for you. We're about to get really practical and really nitty-gritty, but which of those 5 will make the biggest impact for you? Ready, set, go. Type in your answers. I want to have a look. Stretch the gap. Teach and sell. Stretching the gap. All 5, says Andrea. Stretch the 5. Yeah, number 5, stretch the gap. Teaching and selling. Creating a conversion event, says Karen. Stretch the gap. Number 5, conversion event. Teach and sell. Perfect. All of them. Yeah, thank you. And it says blackout and countdown. If you know that the key to all of this is to not be the coach, it's to be the marketer of the coaching business, then number 3, blackout and countdown, is critically important. Beautiful. Everyone. Okay. So let's talk about how this works in practice. What I want to do right now is I want to take you under the hood, behind the scenes, and show you how the campaign works. If you're ready for that, just say good to go. GDG. Perfect. All right. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to introduce you to the system that I said before. Rowan Dredge, my great friend and the guy who created this whole piece, and Andrew, Andrew's kind of campaign, his emails. So I'm going to show you how it all works. And the framework we're going to use right now are 3 key phases. First thing, we need to prepare. Please write that down. Prepare. So this is getting yourself ready and, having all the pieces in a row ready to launch. Number 2, then we need to promote. We need to get bums on seats. We need to promote the webinar and get people on. Right now there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on. We had 1,001 people registered for this event, right? Because I did a good job of blackout and countdown and promote. Third, there's present. What do you actually talk about? How do you do it? How do you make it work, right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to flick over to my my iPad, and I'm going to help you build this. If you've got a blank sheet of paper, what I'd love you to do is to draw out our campaign matrix here. So all I want you to do is to create a 3x3 grid, like a Sudoku or a noughts and crosses. Oops. And if you're anal like me, you can erase them and make your lines look pretty. Okay. So 3 phases. Step number 1 is to prepare. Step 2 is to promote. And step 3 is to present. Cool? So here's what you need to do step by step by step. Okay, step number 1. By the way, I'm going to go through these quickly for the ones which are quick, and I'm going to spend time on the ones which need more time. Okay? So the first thing is this. I want you to pick a conversion event. In other words, all I want you to do right now is decide, am I going to do a webinar? Am I going to do a workshop? Am I going to do a teleseminar? Or is my offer going to be a one-on-one appointment? You can do any of those 4. I think I've said them in the order of ease and results. If you've done webinars before, do that. If you haven't, do a teleseminar because that's super easy. If you're in a local market, then do that. And if it's just easier for you to do one-on-one appointments, do that. So right now I want you to pick, what one am I going to do? Just type in your answer, please. Which one are you going to do? You're going to do webinar, teleseminar, live event, or one-on-one. Heaps of people saying webinars. Can I do 2? You can. Totally you can. And if you've got the headspace for it, teleclass, awesome. Webinar and a local event, totally can. Somebody else asked a question. What was that? If I'm still building my database, which one is best? Any can work. Any can work. When Andrew does this, I would strongly recommend that you do this for free, not as a paid event, and you sell out the back of it. When Andrew does his, I think he charges $29, and sometimes his first one, I think he had like 25 people in. So you don't need hundreds and hundreds of people on the line. Does that make sense? Because we're going to teach them what to want and we're going to make an irresistible offer. So number 1, pick your conversion event. Number 2, decide a date. Right? So you're just going to pick a day. I'm going to tell you it's going to be a Thursday. Okay? That's your deal. If it's going to be a live event, it's going to be probably, you could do like a Thursday morning breakfast thing. If it's going to be a webinar, it could be this time or it could be in the afternoon, like after work, depending on your target market. If you're local, choose a time that works for you. If you're global, factor in, the USA or the UK or Australia or wherever your prospects are. Decide a date. I'm going to say it's going to be a Thursday. Cool? Unless you are selling to people who are employees, and then it's either going to be after work or perhaps on a weekend. Number 3, load your list. Load your list. Okay, so if you've got a database right now, it wants to be in something that you can, get them in a group and click send. I use Office Autopilot. You might use SendPepper. Some people use Infusionsoft. Whatever you use, you need to, you just get your list ready so you can send. You might invite your current clients to it because it's going to be super highly valuable, even though you're going to make an offer at the end. I think that's totally worth doing. And, but you need to be ready to go. If you don't have a very big list yet and you're a coach marketing member or a black belt, then just jump in black belt. Go to Dojo, scroll to the bottom where the list building course is, and go through that. That'll help you get your list building on steroids. If you're a coach marketing member, the list building course is under the bonus section. So if you're a coach marketing member already, go to bonuses. Log in, obviously click on bonuses, scroll to the bottom and go to the list building course. Okay. So load your list. How are we doing so far? Are we clear so far? What if your targets aren't on your list yet, but you have their email? I would send them a personal email, Dean. I would send them a personal email individually. It might be the same email to everybody, but I'd send it individually from your Gmail account or whatever. Steve says, I see what you did there. See, here's the thing. I've got 3 kinds of people on this webinar right now, and I need to kind of cater for everybody. It's a little bit tricky. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a juggle. Number 1, I've got my black belt clients and my coach marketing members here, and this event, this kind of webinar is primarily a delivery for them about how to do this. Because I've got a big GoToWebinar account and because I feel like it'll add value, I've also got some guests here who aren't clients yet. And so if there's a resource that's for members, I'm going to tell them about it. So it's going to speed up their life. All good, says everybody. Beautiful. You can use your LinkedIn messages if you want to. Okay. Number 2, let's talk about promoting. So the keywords here are package, start, and install, and I'll explain these in 1 second. Whoops. Package, start, and install. So what are we going to package? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to package your event. And specifically, I mean, it's going to have a great title and it's going to have some bullet points. If you look at the 4-hour work week, it's got a really strong title, 4-hour work week, and then it says escape 9 to 5, live anywhere, join the new rich. It's got a title and 3 bullets. Minimum, you need a title and 3 bullets. Okay. By the way, the emails I'll show you have already got the title and 3 bullets. But if you want to kind of zhuzh it for your market and your niche, totally cool. Okay. But you just need to package it up so where it's really easy for us to talk about the thing that you're going to be showing people. Cool. Number 2. you're going to start the countdown. And the countdown is your promotional series, your 3-part email plus a reminder. So I'm just going to put a little note here about the emails. In fact, why don't I actually probably should show you the dude, what an idiot. I probably should show you the emails, right? So let's do that right now. Hang on. Got them on my desktop. All right. So again, these are written by Andrew, and they are ready for you. So kind of three emails. The first one is 7 days before. We're going to send that on the Tuesday before your event. Roughly, right? So you could send it now if you want to. I'd probably send it Tuesday next week. Hi, name. If you're in business, this is an important email. So obviously put your niche. Please read it to the end. Note, I'm running a live training webinar. So it's a live training only webinar. In other words, it's not a big pitch. On this date to help you make the best year you've ever had, 2014. Click here to register. So your link goes here. Really important that if you're doing a long promo email, that you give people a couple of chances to register. One of them really early right up top. Wasn't that many years ago, I had an okay but not a great business. Seemed that every year rolled into the next. I made enough to cover my expenses, but I always went into Christmas contemplating, what did I really achieve this past year? I never felt fully satisfied that I operated at my best. See this? He's kind of tapping into the thing. By the way, we don't charge extra for spelling mistakes and typos. They're just our gift to you, as my friend Michael Port says. However, a mentor at the time helped me understand a profound universal law known as the law of control. The control law states you feel happy to the level of how much control you have in all areas of your life, and you feel unhappy when you're not in control. Time of learning this, I didn't have control of my business. I seemed to wing a lot of things. I decided to do things randomly, week by week, without any planning, Because I lost control of my business, also having a big effect on other areas of my life, Since applying this plan, I've gone from chaos to control, from struggling to keep on top of things and out of balance to completely balanced and feeling really happy with my life. From feeling, obviously you tweak this for you, but it's 3 twos and 3 froms. From frustrated to relaxed, motivated, and focused on value activities. I was able to make this shift because I learned how to finish my year before it started. That's the name of this session. So I'm running a webinar called Finish Your Year Before It Starts. 5 fundamental shifts that are guaranteed this will be the best year you've ever had. So register on the training, you'll learn. My business, more importantly, my life turned around with this information. Now it's your turn. Come along. Does that make sense? So what did you notice about the email so far? What did you notice about the email so far? It's long. Yeah, it's long, but it's also right on message. It can't be too long, but it can only be too boring. It's driven by emotions. It teaches and sells. Ed, good call. It's got a story, personal story. There's some pain involved. It taps into emotions. It's hopeful, it's inspiring, and has emotional triggers. Right, it's commonality. Like you and I are just like this. It goes from problem to solution. It leads to get them in. It addresses their own concerns. It's already teaching and selling the value of the event. Exactly, Herman. Talking about personal experience helps others to connect. Has a really clear call to action. Reality and results. It's a quick read, but it's real. Exactly. You're entering the message already going into the prospect's mind. Great. So that's email number 1. Email number 2. You send this, 5 days before. Basically, you send this on the Thursday before your event. Are you ready to make this year the best year you've ever had? On this time, obviously, you've got to make sure you edit the times, right? I'm running a webinar for any business determined to make 2014 the best year they've ever had. It's called this. For a moment, I want you to imagine you've just been given a large block of land and you've been given $10 million to build your dream house. The first thing you'd do would be to begin thinking about what it is, what's on the dream box. How many bedrooms, how many levels, if you want a pool, a tennis court, Then you get an architect to help you plan your dream house. The architect spend a lot of time with you, helping to create the specifics of the house and then obviously formalize a plan from start to finish. All successful projects start with a detailed plan. How detailed was your plan? How detailed was the plan you worked from in 2013? Not very. Could you improve? Yes. If there's a better way to learn to plan, would you like to know about it? This webinar will teach you what you need to learn about how to create an amazing plan for 2014. On this, you'll learn, here's my 5 bullets. Link. Last one. Last chance to register. And this is just, here's what it is. Here's the bullets, call to action. Cool? So we're in the promote phase. And what we're doing right now is we are starting the countdown. We are sending people these emails which do a couple of things. If we do this right, the emails will, number 1, build value for the event, webinar, workshop, whatever. Number 2, they will already start to seed the solution. Right? So they will start to position the offer that you're going to make at the end, which is get a plan. You need an architect to help you map this out. And number 3, they're going to create what I call the now factor. Some urgency and some scarcity. Okay? Are you following so far? No extra charge for spelling mistakes. Perfect. Right? Are you following? Perfect. Steve says, question, could you send these as direct mail like a postcard? You totally 100% could send them as direct mail. Who got the voicemail from me yesterday? You know when I sent you an email with a little voicemail attached? You could send it by voicemail. You can send it a bunch of different ways. The key message is that you need to have a campaign that takes people from, I don't know you, I've never heard of you, to, ready to take action. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's talk about install for a second. Now, we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on this webinar right now, but we don't have the 1,001 who registered. There's a few who didn't show up. So I need you to understand that just because somebody says, yes, they're coming, doesn't mean they're going to actually show. Stuff gets in the way. Sometimes people can't make it. Now, these guys who missed out on this one, they're going to miss out. Why? Because it's not being recorded and there's no replay. There's no second chance. It's on now. So you guys are smart, and unfortunately, they missed out. What we want to do, though, is we want to maximize the number of people who show up, who actually show up as we can. If you think about the start campaign as about getting signups, the next piece is about getting show ups. And so what we want to do is we want to install our stick strategy. What's a stick strategy? It's what we do to get people to actually show up. And under our stick strategy, we're going to do 3 things. Okay, how many things? 3. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to send people in advance the workbook that they're going to use on the webinar, or that they can use as the planning tool. Now, on the webinar, you're not, like if it's an hour or 90 minutes, you're not going to be able to go through the whole thing. But we're going to give them the whole thing, because part of it, you're going to get them started, you're going to show them what to do, and then what they're going to do is they're going to take the workbook home. They're going to fill it in their own time, and as their coach in their session that you sign them up for at the event, you're going to walk them through it and help them go, that's what your goals are for next year, and we really need a clear plan for this, and help them do it. Does that make sense? So that's how the session comes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually send them the workbook. So let me grab that. I'm pretty sure that's on my desktop too. Where's my mouse? There it is. All right. So this is the workbook you're going to send people. It's called Making the Most of the Year. I might just kind of shrink it down a little bit so you can see each of the pages. Yeah, really classily designed. Rose just done an awesome job. And it's got the steps. Here's how to make the most of the year. So you're going to send this to people in advance. What does this do? It shows them that the session is going to be super high value. Take enough time to reflect. Use the ideas page and the mind map. Dude, I hate it. I hate that. It's got a wheel of life. It just kind of explains to people how to do it, right? Then it starts with this big question. What would you like? It's December 31st next year. You're walking down the street in your local area and you bump into, of all people, you. What would you need to have done, and who would you need to become in order to be a person you are delighted to meet? So it starts with the vision. Who do you want to be, and what do you need to have done? And then it busts down into a mind map, the wheel of life, how they want to be and where they want to be. How they are right now and where they want to go. You've probably seen a wheel of life where people rank themselves in categories from 1 to 10, and you look for the lumps. And then they write down goals for each of their key areas. Now, if you're in business, like as a business coach, you might change the key areas to be, marketing, sales, operations, team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah? Then we bust it into 90-day plans. So there's a workshop activity here so you're going to send this to people up front, and they get to see, wow, this is going to be really, really good. This is going to be a killer webinar, best thing they've ever been on for sure. From there, once we've got goals, they start to plan out the actual year. Then they bust it down to 90 days. Then each month has here's my big goal. Here's the actions I need to take this month towards my big goal. What do I want to learn? Who do I want to meet? And any other notes. And this is for each month. And then there's another quarter plan that you do at day 75 of the 90. Okay, so this is the tool that you get them to do. And then at the end, there's dreaming about the next year. Does that make sense? So you send this to people up front. If you registered for a webinar and it said, hey, this is going to be really helpful for you, I want you to download this workbook before we get started because you're going to need it on the session. And you looked at that. What would you think about the event that you just registered for? What kind of thoughts and feelings would be going through your mind. Kevin says, I'm just a bit too fast as usual. Dude, that's how I roll. I could talk slower or you could listen faster. That's going to be my plan, right? Wally says the workbook's crazy. Is this the conversion webinar we'll cover? Or what we're selling into? No. You're going to do this on the conversion webinar. You're going to give it to them up front. You're going to get them started in the workbook, and then the follow-up, the book in for an appointment with you, if they're qualified, is to go through their plan and actually map out their goals for next year and then make that, and that's the start of your coaching session. Does that make sense? Awesome. I'll be using this myself. Wow, says Fiona. Value. You'd be thinking it's super professional. It's high value. It's rich and powerful. I'd be super excited, right? It's high value. This is great, right? It should be awesome. This is going to be awesome. Wow. You get this? Boom. I got to be there. If you can do this up front, then your stick strategy is pretty much taken care of. So we're going to do three things. We're going to do workbook. We're going to send stick emails, maybe like the voicemail that I sent you using Voxer, and possibly SMS. When you do that, your stick campaign is done and people will, your show up rate will be super, super high. If you don't do any of this, you might get 25 or 30% of people show up. If you do this right, you should get 50, 55, maybe 60% of people at your live event, which is killer. Okay? Quickie, how are we doing so far? Listen faster. Yeah, fabulous, great. What was the third stick? Oh, sorry. So you're going to do workbook, stick emails, and SMS. Ed says, this is awesome. Don't stop. Brilliant so far. I'm on the money. Really great. Love it. Great as usual. Sounds great. Do we send the workbook just to people that register? Yeah, you don't send it to everybody, only to people who register. You want to reward effort with effort. Does that make sense? Loving this. I feel energized and excited already. I love Paper 53. Yeah, it's my favorite app. It's brilliant, right? Okay. So let's talk about the third phase, our present phase, right? Which is, yikes. I've got laptop dyslexia right now. Here we go. So we've done promote, right? We're going to package your event, start the countdown with our promo emails, and then we're going to install the 6 strategies to make sure people show up. Then our job is to present, actually do the session. And our job is, remember, it's to rock their world and convert like crazy. We want pop, not pull. And so there's a danger if you get this wrong that you'll pull and not pop. So let's talk about how to make sure that you absolutely crush this. And okay, so our three words are rock, seed, and offer. All right. So the first thing is this. Your job, your obligation is to rock their world. It's to deliver amazing value, right? It's to deliver value in a way that is an incredible experience. So have you ever been to an event which was really good content but boring? And you maybe sat through it because the content was there but it wasn't juicy and exciting? Right. We want to avoid that. We want to do crazy high value content in a way that is really energizing and fun. So hopefully you're having as good a time on this webinar as I am. I'm having a really good time and hopefully you are as well. Here's what I know. If I have no energy, I have no audience. So every webinar I do, I get up early, I go for a walk barefoot on the beach. I get a smoothie that kind of, that I love, it has great flavors. I do my webinars standing up because my energy comes through. So obviously you want to do it in an engaging way. You want to check in with people, do Q&A. If it's a webinar and poll, if it's a workshop, run it like a real workshop. And, if it's, so that's the value side of, the experience side of things. In terms of the value, then here's what you're going to do. You're going to give people a bunch of awesome. Literally, you're going to give them the workbook. You're going to have slides that rock, and this is kind of the slides. How to make the most of a year. You're going to walk them through. This is the. If you're doing it as a workshop, use these. If you're doing it as a webinar, take the slides which you need and ditch the ones that you can't fit because but that's fine. 3 keys, 8 focuses, 1 plan. So here's the kind of the framing. 3 keys. Number 1, destination first. Get clear on your outcomes. See how beautiful the slides are? Become more, something to grow into. and then work your plan. And then so we get into 7 big ideas. You look back, you look forward. Everything's created twice, first in the mind, then in the real world. You want to bring some feeling and emotion to this thing. Clarity follows action. Most people want to have the perfect clarity and then get into action. It's not that. That's not how it works. You take action, you get clear. So these are the frames around the thing. And then as we do this, we kind of teach, we frame really, really well, and then people are able to get action. The best leadership is self-leadership. I mean, this presentation is fantastic. Beautiful slides, great ideas. And by the way, if you think the slides are great, but I'm not sure what I'd say there, I've got the audio of Rowan teaching this, and you just listen along. Cool? And you follow along with the slides, you'll know exactly what to do. Think steps, 8 focuses. This is your wheel of life piece. You get the idea. So how you make it rock their world is you give them a killer workbook. You give them amazing slides, and you help them do the calendar. Remember the calendar that I showed you before, the blank one? You walk them through planning out their 2014. Give them a blank one, and I would help them to fill it in the one-on-one session afterwards, not live in the event. Cool? So number 1, rock their world. Oops. Number 2, you need to seed the need. It's not enough just to deliver great value. You've got to deliver a session that shows people what to want. This is the teach and sell piece. Remember this little graphic from before? Teach and sell. Our job is to show people what to want so that at the end they're super hungry to just get your stuff. You do this incredibly well with activities like the stretch the gap. Current reality, what results they want, what are the roadblocks holding them in their way. You could get them to write down a list of what they see as the 3 biggest opportunities in 2014 and the 3 biggest dangers. And then say, what I do as a coach is I help people capitalize on their biggest opportunities and overcome their biggest dangers. And so the next step is this. The next step is for you and I to get together. I need to have the list of your 3 dangers and your 3 opportunities and your workbook so far, and I'll help you create a plan to overcome the dangers and capitalize on the opportunities. When you do that, bam, appointments galore, and you've got a clear reason why there should be a sales appointment, right, to help me do this stuff. So you're going to seed the need. Last is you're going to offer a compelling next step. Compelling next step. And that's either going to be, let me show you what, if it was me, what I'd be selling. Now, obviously, I sell slightly different stuff to you, so I'm going to put this in your world. Okay, here's what to offer. Number 1, you can offer a one-on-one appointment where you help them with their plan. Okay, like a one-on-one sales appointment. Matt Malouf, one of my awesome clients, black belt guy, total legend, sells a half day. I think it's $9.97, but I'm just going to make it $8.97 because I'm not 100% sure. $8.97. It's half day. They work on their plan, and then he sells $2,000 per month coaching. Okay? You could literally just get people to do the dangers and the opportunities like I talked about before, and then just take that, and I would do a one-on-one session where you do reality, results, roadblocks, and have people buy. Okay, if you're a Coach Marketing member, you've already seen my 9-step system for doing the conversion consultation. Effectively, that is the framework for doing that really, really well. So that's what you'd use. Does that make sense? Okay, so here's what I want to know right now. Here's the 9 steps. I want to know which 3 of those do you want to do most and maybe need some guidance around. Which 3 of those 9 do you want to do most and need the most help with? Just want to give you a minute right now just to type in. Which of the 3? You don't have to write the whole sentence. Just like pick, start, and seed maybe, or package, rock, and install. What are the 3 that you need the most, guidance around? Or more detail on? Love the structure. Somebody says, I haven't even had my coffee yet. I'm really sorry about that. I'm not responsible for your caffeine levels. Linda says, this is really useful and valuable information. Brett says, what was the third stick? This might have been a question from before, Brett. The third stick was SMS. G'day, Peter. Great to have you here. What is SMS? Sorry, it's a text message. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, we call it an SMS. You might just call it a text message. Demi says, does my brilliance scare me? Dude, not really. But thank you. Hey, Carolyn, no, you're right on track, and we'll get to that soon. Loving it. I've seen lots of style over the substance as well. Yep. Turn your camera on, Taki, show us your space. I'm actually at a co-working space right now called Newportnet. The internet at my new boathouse, it's getting there, but it's not up to webinar quality yet. Craig says, do you recommend we brand these slides, or does that create clutter and distraction? I mean, have a look at my slides right now. They're not branded, but they've got a signature feel about them, right? If you want to put your own logo bottom right-hand corner, completely okay. Personally, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think you need to. Is the one-on-one session free or paid? It could be either, your call. That's just up to your level of comfort. I want help with seed, present. See the need. Yeah, I need help with the seed. Perfect. Lots of people saying that. I want help with the promotion piece. Got it. Rock, seed, and offer. Load, like loading my list. Got it. Package, start, and install, says Joe. Promote, package, seed, offer. Fantastic. Package, start, and install. Okay, the stick strategy is perfect. So the promote piece looks like it's pretty needed. Rock, seed, and offer. How to do the actual presentation, says Nicholas. Beautiful. Would I suggest a single offer or multiple offer? Always a single offer. Yeah, if you give people two options, instead of saying which one, like I know there's people say that if you give people two choices, it'll be about which one should I choose, not should I buy. On a webinar, completely untrue. Live event, maybe, but you only sell one at a time. I would pick one. If you give people two options, all of a sudden they've got to decide. That leads to confusion, and confusion leads to no sales. Pick one thing and sell that. Let's be really, really clear. All right. So remember right at the start, I talked about 3 December mistakes. Okay, 3 December mistakes. The first one was calling off the hunt too early, which we've been talking a whole bunch about. Calling off the hunt too early. Number 2 was failure to demonstrate Christmas value. And number 3 is not preloading January. So I just want to give you a model that'll kind of explain how they all fit together and kind of what to do about them. Hopefully if you pay a bunch of attention. So kind of keep focused right now. We'll have some time for Q&A soon, and we'll talk about the worksheets and all that sort of stuff, workbooks and all that. There's a bunch of questions. We'll talk about that in a sec. Okay, so let's just let's do it like this. The 3 problems. The first problem is that we give up too early, right? We stop marketing right now. We kind of hit the red button, or at least we take our finger off the green button and the engine grinds to a halt. Number 2, we offer at best weak value over Christmas. And number 3, we have an empty January. Right? Empty January. So here's what we want to do. There are 3 campaigns that you should be running right now. We've gone deep into one right now. Because on a webinar, I could either kind of skip stones across 3 things, or I can actually go deep and show you exactly how to do one of them. And I thought that was probably more valuable for you. Kind of 3 campaigns. The first one, what we really need to focus on is, is conversion, which is this Clients by Christmas campaign. It's a conversion campaign. It's about what do we do right now to generate business and turn it into money today. How you overcome. So instead of giving up, you need a campaign focused on conversion. If the danger is my existing clients, kind of the past money is, weak value over Christmas, then we need to focus on retention. Right? On retention. What do we need to do so that we are proactively leading clients through Christmas? Retention is a leadership game, nothing more, nothing less. So you need a plan for how do we lead people through and into Christmas. And then the third problem was there's an empty January. And so that's about preloading so that there is momentum for the new year. Making sense? So how do we do that? Here's the 3 campaigns. The conversion campaign is called Clients by Christmas. It's the campaign. Oops. Retention is about how do we demonstrate value through Christmas. And I'm going to walk you through the hows in a sec. And then momentum, the way we get momentum is by preloading the new year. So that's our 3 focuses for right now. So you go, right now there's an opportunity in front of me to be smart, to not miss out. If we do this wrong, then the outcome is, lose clients, lose momentum, lose money. If we do it right, then I think kind of 3 things are going to happen. If you focus on retention and conversion, in other words, you demonstrate value over Christmas and keep your clients, and then you run this Clients by Christmas campaign, the result is it's clients. It's the customers that you really, really want. If we do the second 2, if we go Clients by Christmas campaign and preload January, then what you get is this. You get cash. Okay? You've got new money coming in and you've got a system for getting money in January. If you focus on the other 2, on retention and momentum, we show value over Christmas, we preload the new year, here's what you get. You get confidence because you've got a buffer from this year that stays with you and you build momentum in the future. That is our goal right here. We'll call that kind of X marks the spot. Does that make sense? Just want to show you how the 3 pieces all fit together. So, 3 mistakes. Number 1, calling off the hunt too early. Number 2, failure to demonstrate value over Christmas. And number 3, not preloading January. So I mentioned before that I've got black belts and coach marketing members and guests on the line. If you're a coach marketing member or a black belt, let me just kind of quickly show you where to find each of these pieces. I just want to give you a quick, we've loaded some cool stuff into the site over the last couple of days that you need to know about. So for calling off the hunt too early, the Clients by Christmas campaign is inside coach marketing members, under bonuses, all the way at the bottom, and it has signed Clients by Christmas, a in-depth session of this webinar that we're on today, plus an interview with Andrew, and then all of the tools you need. So you've got the slides for how to do your best year ever, the workbook for your best year ever for next year, the countdown email sequence ready to go, all the pieces. So it's got like the Clients by Christmas campaign, the calendar to map it out, and the emails ready to roll. We've loaded that in. It's got the workbook to walk people through all the activities. It's got the slide deck with all of Rose's awesome slides. In the past, when we've sold this campaign, it was $297. So I just wanted to say thanks for being an awesome client, and we've loaded that in for you. It's there right now, ready for you. Failure to demonstrate Christmas value. There's another training that we actually launched next week. I want you to focus, for the next, 7 days on the Christmas campaign. Then there's what do you do if you don't want to lose clients over Christmas campaign? And we call it R5 because it's about how do we retain clients using the 9 retention drivers. Reposition your clients to kind of reset their boundaries around access or fees or over-servicing. So, you can get treated with the respect that you really deserve as a coach. Often mentoring turns into friend-touring, and it's great to have friends, but we want people who respect you, who don't overuse you, who don't take too much time and undervalue. The third R is reflect, which is this session that you do with yourself and your clients called forward focus reflection. We tap into this thing called the 5 forces, and we show them how to bring everything from the year that's just gone and bring it into their future. So specifically, what's the unfinished business? What's left undone? What are they most proud of? What are they, how they want next year to be different, have some drive about it. There's kind of 5 feelings that we tap into in this one coaching session you run with your clients. We also do it on you. Then we get into, we switch from client focus to you focus, and we refocus from, hey crap, what do I do, to building a game plan for your next 12 months. And then it's about relaunch. What do you do in the first 60 days of January to kind of really smash it together? When I sold that last time, that was $297 as well. Actually, that's not true. That was $497. I don't know quite why I've got my wrong number. I think I just screwed up my slides. So that's there. In terms of preloading January, then there's 2 campaigns you want to run. The first one is the January Jumpstart. The 28-day lead blitz is the perfect campaign to be running in January. And then I'm running a special webinar with Black Belt next week, and we're going to build your calendar. We're going to preload the new year. So you start off with a completely blank calendar. We fill it to build your internal calendar, and then you create from that, you strip out all the personal stuff, and you have the client calendar you give to all of your clients. So everybody knows what's going on. And so I'm going to do that live with Black Belt. I'm going to give you access to a recording of that inside Coach Marketing members as well. It's pretty killer. I've never sold that outside. I think conservatively getting a year mapped out next year, easily worth $497, I would say minimum. And I just want to say, if you're a Coach Marketing member or a Black Belt, all that stuff is for you. And I just want to say thanks for being an amazing client. What's this? Yeah, so that's that. A bunch of people have been asking about how do I get the templates, how do I get the workbook, how do I get the emails, how do I get the slide deck for this campaign. If you're a Coach Marketing member or you're a Black Belt, that's how you get it. If you're not, then I guess the secret is to become a Coach Marketing member, right? So that's the Clients by Christmas campaign, the what to do if you don't want to lose clients campaign, preloading a new year, and the 28-day lead blitz is kind of the what you'll get access to. And kind of here's what I thought. I would love to help you smash Christmas, and I would love to help you preload January. So here's my challenge for you. While everybody else is running scared, let me roll up my sleeves and build you a client getting machine. We're going to do three things. Even if you hate selling and you suck at marketing, step one, let's roll out this Clients by Christmas campaign. I want to give you the emails, the workbooks, and the slides ready to rock and roll. Number two, once that's done, I want to give you the R5 system and show you how to keep your clients over the break. It's killer. Clients who are a little bit wobbly will get fired up. I think here's the secret. It's not about retaining clients. It's about recommitting clients. So they recommit to themselves, recommit to their future, and they recommit to you. And number three, let's preload January, map out your year for next year, and give you the 28-day blitz relaunch campaign so you're ready to smash it in 2014. This is a one-off webinar. It's not been recorded. So the only place you'll ever get this is here right now, $497 Australian today. The asterisk just means today. If you do this with me, here's my challenge. Take the system, put it into action. Deploy the Clients by Christmas campaign, the R5 retention system, and the January Jumpstart, the 28-day blitz, and the preload your year. Put them to work for you, filling your pipeline up with hot leads, high-paying clients. If for whatever reason it doesn't work for you, like this has worked for like 95% of people, but if for some reason it doesn't work for you, you implement it and it doesn't work, send me the stuff back. I'll buy it off you at full price. I'll give you an extra $5 just to say, thanks for having a go. There won't be any questions asked, no hassles, no fine print, no hard feelings. We can still be friends. And worst case, you get to keep all of the stuff that you bought. Does that make sense? So you'll still get access to everything you paid for. So where to go to get this started before we move into Q&A is startmyblitz.com. www.startmyblitz.com. Coach Marketing members, Black Belt says nothing for you to buy. It's ready to rock and roll. It's already loaded into your sites, and we'll send you an email later today with exactly where to find each of these pieces so you don't have to go hunting. If you're not a member yet, let's fix that horrible situation. Let me help you. I'd love your December to be killer, and I'd love your January to be really, really strong. Couple of bonuses. If you haven't got a big list yet, you need a system for doing that. And so the list building system is a course that retails at $12.95. It's killer. It's step-by-step what to do with your website and how to grow your list quickly, how to use free, paid, and partnership to grow your list. If you're a great coach, but you're not 100% sure about the best way to sell your services without feeling salesy, yucky, and weird, then there's a one-day training called the Black Belt Conversion Intensive, which was a closed-door event I did with Black Belt, and it shows you how to sell your one-on-one services at between 70 to 84% conversion rate without any yuckiness or weirdness, and it goes through that 9-step grid that I talked about before. The third bonus, if you jump on right now, is 55 days of coaching with me, which gets you through Christmas right to the end of January and means we can just smash it together. 55 days of coaching. My normal group coaching is $197 a month. I want to give you 2 months for free. And that just means every 2 weeks, we're going to jump on a webinar a bit like this. I'm going to say, hey, what's your biggest win so far? So we can high five each other and celebrate. Number two, what project are you working on right now and how, and what do you need? And then thirdly, what can I help you with? You're going to type in your answers. I'll take you off mute. You're going to say, hey, here's what I need. I'll take you off mute. You and I can have a conversation. I'll just grab my iPad here and I'll just map out the answer. I'll give you a little game plan that'll get you clear for the next 2 weeks, exactly what to focus on and what to do. So where to go to get started is www.startmyblitz.com. Cool. Quick recap of what you get and how it works. Number one, I want to help you get clients by Christmas. This is like a 90-second summary with a ready-to-go, done-for-you marketing campaign for $497 Australian. An Aussie dollar is less than a US dollar right now, and it's way cheaper than the euro and the pound. You'll also get the R5 retention system, which is how do you keep your clients over the break. Plus, you get the January Jumpstart, which is how to preload your 2014, and the 28-day blitz, which is the campaign you'll run in January. So you really hit the ground running in the first 60 days of next year. As a bonus, I'm going to work with you. You get all the other bonuses, but I'm also going to work with you in my group webinars every fortnight for 55 days to help you get clients. If you love the coaching and you want to stay on, it's $197 a month after your first 2 months for free. So you don't have to do anything. We'll just keep going as long as you're loving it. And if you don't like it, send me an email within 55 days. You won't have to pay another cent. Plus, you get to keep the Clients by Christmas, the R5, and the January Jumpstart campaigns forever just for having a go. Cool? StartMyBlitz.com is where to go. I wanted to say this has been a ton of fun. Thank you for letting me walk you through the campaign and get you super, super clear. It has been awesome. And what I want to do right now is I want to open it up for questions. So if you have a question about anything we covered today, about how to run the campaign, about how to keep your clients, about the offer, about anything at all, type in your questions right now, and I'm happy to do, 10 minutes of questions and ask away. So that's your cue. Type in questions, and I'm really glad you stayed to the end, and so that we can build this together. By the way, if you've typed in questions up until 5 minutes ago, like if you just typed it in right now, awesome, I'll see them. But if you typed it in before and you need an answer, then retype for me. Cool. So a few people are asking for the link again. That's where it is, startmyblitz.com. I might just kind of type that in and give you a link you can just kind of click on. Give me 1 sec. Start. Kind of important that I give you the right link. Blitz.com. So I've just sent you a chat link with the link. You can just click that and get yourself started. Let's have a look for some more questions. That was an easy one. Okay, Brian says, am I recommending free webinars or workshops or charging clients for these? Personally, if you've got a big list and lots of momentum, then I would charge something entry level, fairly cheap, $49, $97, something like that. If you're getting started or you haven't done one of these before and you just want to make sure that you give it every chance of success, remember, what we're inviting people to is a conversion tool. The more people in the room, the more people can buy. So my strong recommendation, unless you've already got a ton of momentum and lots of strength behind you, is to do it free, open the floodgates wide open, and then sell from there. Does that make sense? Okay. Alice says, you are a legend. Look at you go. Outstanding delivery, call to action. What an amazing offer. Alice, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks, Russ. Just send it to support@moreclients.com.au and we'll get on that. How important is it to charge for a workshop? I think it's not important at all, Patrick, like I just mentioned before. If your list is small, then make it free and use this campaign with who you've got. You can run the same campaign on social media. Most people have a small email list, have a good Facebook following, and some LinkedIn connections. You can use those and it'll still work just great. Alicia, does that help? Monica, does this work towards service-based businesses and how? Yeah, depending on what your service-based business is. If you're in an advisory sort of a business, like if you're a landscape gardener, yeah, probably not. But if you're kind of, I don't know, what's a good way to describe this? White-collar professional, you advise people around money or financial planning or IT. This stuff works really great. How close to Christmas should the event be? I reckon it should be around the 15th, Nadine. In fact, let me just grab my calendar right now and I'll tell you exactly. Hang on 1 sec. Let's pick a date. Okay, ideally, the event can be either Thursday the 12th or it can be the 18th or 19th. Those two are fine. I'd go, like if it was me, I would send the emails here and run it in that week there. The week of the 15th is perfect. Also, please remember, what Andrew does each year is he runs a December one, because that gets the people who are kind of right in the middle of it right now. Then people make New Year's resolutions and they come back and they don't know what they're doing. They're rubbing their eyes blearily and not knowing what to do. And so then you run one about January 15th-ish, maybe third week in January, whatever that week is. And then you run one first week in Feb for the people who are the stragglers. You can run the same campaign 3 times. Andrew does each time and it works really, really well. Nadine, hopefully that helps. Catherine says, how does it work again? Catherine, I need a little bit more detail. I'd love to help. I just need to know your question. Thank you, Taki. This is awesome. If you're a Coach Marketing member, you're going to love it. Jason says, hey, is anyone else here from Perth? I don't want to run the same workshop as other people in my area. Jason, you don't have to worry about that. Everyone's going to run it to their own unique niche, in their own unique voice, in their own style, in their own area. And if you take those 4 things, niche, area, style, and whatever the 4th one I said was, niche, area, style, message, then you don't have to worry about it. I could have run this webinar today and had 5 other people running the same webinar, and I still would have absolutely, I would have delivered amazing value to my world. You don't have to worry about other people doing it. Cool. The key is, dude, out of everyone in the world, how many are on this webinar right now? Hundreds, but not thousands. And they're from all over the world in their different spaces. Please don't let geography, don't think small. Super Jojo, love back. Fiona says, Taki, this is awesome. Thanks. I have a webinar due to run on December 12. I haven't done much promotion yet. Do I keep that one going or cancel and schedule the best year ever one? Fiona, what's the name of the webinar you've got planned? And by the way, you could do this one. Like if you looked at this webinar today, it's Thursday. When did I send the first email? Tuesday. So if you haven't got a whole lot of time, you can do what I did, which is the short campaign. Let me quickly show you. Where's my iPad? Hang on one sec. Awesome questions, gang. Okay, do you remember we talked about the calendar? Where was that? Here. So if I duplicate this calendar to there, here's what you can do. I gave you the long campaign, which is the ideal. I actually get really similar results like this. Instead of doing the long campaign, which is like a 10-day cycle, if you do email number 1 on Monday, email number 2 Tuesday, email number 3 on Wednesday, and your reminder early that morning, you'll still smash it. So what I would do, Fiona, is run the existing one you've got and then do a short campaign. 1, 2, 3, go. You could do them even in this order here if you wanted to. Totally up to you. You can flip them around. Look at your calendar and do what works best for you. Okay, questions. What's a bootstrap method for getting a list of clients? Number 1, tap into the list you've got on social media. Number 2, Facebook ads targeted at competitors can work, and Facebook ads to Facebook ads to people in your target market. You could literally write an ad today, have it approved this afternoon, and be getting leads this afternoon. Vlad? Jason, how much variation do you have between running webinars in work hours or after hours? I do most of mine at this time, sort of 8 a.m. Sydney, but that's just because of geography around the world. If you're dealing with business owners, morning webinar can be great. If you're dealing with employees, do it after hours. And if you're not sure, offer 2 times. One of my great friends runs, a webinar which at 7 a.m. Sydney time, 7 a.m. New York time, and 7 p.m. Sydney, 7 p.m. New York, 7 p.m. London, just to kind of give people heaps of options. Bill, you're welcome. Okay. Nicholas says, hey, Taki, I would like to join the Coach Marketing System program. Where can I get more info? And is that $197 a month? Yeah, Nicholas, so here's how it works, dude. It starts with the campaign we've just talked about, which is $497 Australian. That gives you all of the good stuff that we've just been talking about, the Clients by Christmas, the R5 retention system, and also the preload next year. You map out your calendar. And then it also gives you 2 months for free in the Coach Marketing System. So it's a great way to get all the added value. And then you get 2 months free. After that, it's $197 a month as long as you want to stay. So the best way to start is at startmyblitz.com. That gets you in, gets you the clients you want right now, keeps your clients over Christmas, and gets you started really strong in the new year. And then we'll get into the monthly marketing projects after that. Cool. And we'll be able to work together on the live Q&As every week. Denny says, what in my program is for executive coaching? So the campaign we've just been talking about works perfectly for executive coaching, because every executive, just like every person, is looking at the year going, wow, I worked really hard. I made some money. Have I done as well as I really wanted to? No. So the whole program works great for executive coaches. I've got many, many, many exec coaches who just do incredibly well, Denny. Ken says, hey, thanks, Taki. I'm in, finally. Ken, welcome. High five. Let's do this together. Susan, will this work if you don't have a big list? Yeah. I'm not sure how big your list is right now. One of my clients, Lawrence, just he's flying. He's in Melbourne today. He lives in Perth. He's flying to San Francisco in a couple of days' time. Actually, no, today, this afternoon, he's flying to San Francisco. And he's got a really small list. and wants to go see a San Francisco 49ers game because that's his football team, and he doesn't see much NFL. He ran this webinar 2 days ago, made enough money to cover his flights, to go to the game, have a good time. So yeah, it works even if you've got a little list. Susan? Mandy says, during the seed step, what was it you say? What I do as a coach is get people clear about their 3 dangers and 3 opportunities. Yeah. Mandy, great question. So I've got a belief that people take action around things that they have some emotion about. And so the 2 things that people have emotions are kind of fear, if I want it to be really kind of base level, fear and greed. And so we talk about we get them to write down their 3 biggest dangers that are facing them in the new year and the 3 biggest opportunities that they like to capitalize on. And then you say, what I do as a coach is I work with people to preload their year so it's locked in and they get the results they want. And number 2, I help them to capitalize on their 3 biggest opportunities and take those opportunities from opportunities and actually convert them into done deals and help them eliminate their biggest dangers. So what I want you to do right now is to fill in your forms. Fill in your form, book in a time for me, and we're going to have a session together where we look at goals for the year and a plan, and we work out how we're going to capitalize on your 3 biggest opportunities and your 3 biggest dangers. Fill in your forms right now and bring them up to me. And so get people to fill in their dangers, their opportunities, and their contact details and book them in. Andy? Deb says, thank you so much, Taki. This has been absolutely brilliant. Amazing value, and your products are really fantastically priced. Checking out the link. Thanks, Deb. Good job. Sharon, how do you campaign with a new small database? My website is still under construction. You don't need a website, Rockstar. Minimum, you get a 30-day free trial of GoToWebinar. You send people to that page. They register. You don't need a website at all. Okay? This is designed to be zero technology. Sabrina, you're welcome. Nicholas, I think I'm looking at your question from before. The membership fee is $197 a month after your 2 months for free. Nicholas? Carol says, Fab Taki, Merry Christmas, Rockstar. Welcome. And Renata, thanks, Taki, signing up. About time, Ange. We've known each other for ages. Let's do this. Danny says, are there any upsells? No. If you want upsells, I could make stuff, but, frankly, dude, there's no upsells. You just get my stuff. Cool? Yeah, if you just want to send me, money in a box for Christmas, I'm happy to receive it, Danny, but there's no, you're not going to buy and it says, but wait, before you go, there's one more thing. Here, would you press this button and I'll charge your card for another $997. Oh, wait, there's more. Buy Taki a new car. There's none of that stuff, dude. It's just what it is. Is that cool? Thanks for asking. Is there a script for the webinar? Okay. So there's the slides for the webinar. There's the workbook for the webinar or the event, however you do it. And there's an audio that you follow. I haven't had it transcribed. If that's helpful, dude, I could probably do it. Why don't we do that? Give us a week and we'll get that transcribed. Tom Sakuya, if you're on the line here, my webinar wingman, please write that down. We're going to get the Making the Most of a Year audios transcribed, and that'll just make it easier for people to follow. Thanks, Taki. Where do we get the links, contacts for teleseminar software, apps, etc.? Beautiful. I would be using GoToWebinar as the easiest one. If you want to do a teleseminar, then freeconferencecall.com is an easy one in the States. Cauliflower, we've used a bunch in the past, and that works really, really well. In terms of apps, if it's a webinar, dude, what do you need? You need PowerPoint or Keynote, and that's pretty much you. You need something to send your emails with, which is just going to be your email service provider. I use Office Autopilot, but you can use whatever you want. And you're welcome. Kevin from Action Coach. I've done lots of seminars, but never done a webinar. Will this work for you as a webinar? It'll work great as a webinar. The benefit of a webinar, mate, is that it's less hassle for everybody. You think about you and me today. I'm not sure where you are in the world, but you didn't have to get dressed up, schlep across town, cancel appointments and come. You just had to turn on your computer, click a link, right? Hey, thanks, Craig. Craig Michael. Awesome. Super helpful. You can either go one lot of $497 if that's easier, save you some money, or you can go 2 by $295. Got your message, and we'll look at that. Thanks, Craig. I'll make sure that it's exactly as I stated it, 2 by $295. If your event is a one-on-one, do you still go through the workbook for the event or leave that as the conversion sale workbook? I would work through it a little bit. I would go through the vision piece and the goals piece, and then I'd walk them straight into the reality results roadblock. By the way, when you join, in fact, let me A couple of people are asking like practical questions about like how this all works and where stuff is. Let me just find it. I keep pressing the end webinar button. What an idiot. Okay, so I'm inside Coach Marketing members right now. Black belts, very similar layout, but you just go to in black belt, just type in what you're after in the search box. Inside, bonuses, clients by Christmas. So you go bonuses, clients by Christmas, and all the downloads are here, ready to rock and roll. If you want to know how to do the one-on-one sell, then it's in the 28-day lead blitz. Which is probably where? Oh, this is the R5 stuff. Yeah, this is the R5 workbooks, blah, blah, blah. 28-day lead blitz. If you click on week 4, week 4 shows you exactly how to do the conversion, the one-on-one appointment, the way I teach, where you stretch the gap. And so you watch this video, lead the client, stretch the gap, get hired. That's the 3 big steps. And it'll walk you through exactly how to do it, scripted, what to do, how to do it over the phone, how to do it face-to-face. It's completely brilliant. Does that make sense? What else have we got here? Oh, yeah. The lead blitz I didn't go too much into, but it's your January campaign. Cool. Cool. So that's where to go. Startmyblitz.com. Let's have a look. More questions. Zita, thanks so much. Many greetings. Thanks so much. Greetings from Hungary. Hey, Zita. Awesome. Great to have you here. Andrew says, how do you manage the sessions? Do you use an automated calendar system? Great question, Andrew. I use a system called Time Driver, which is basically, I think it costs $49 for a year, and there's a free trial. And it just links into your calendar. You give people a link. Like if you're doing it by webinar, you give people a link. They'll click and book themselves in. If you're doing it live in a room, I would literally have a printout of my calendar with some slots circled and get people to put their name and their phone number in, and that's what I would do. Andrew, does that help? If they're there in the room, get them while they're in the room. If it's on a webinar, give them a link and have them book straight in. What is the optimum time? James says, what is the optimum time for a one-on-one event, like a one-on-one consultation? Not the follow-up one, but a one-on-one event instead of a webinar. So promote it. Start promoting it now. Run the sessions next week. Yeah, next week and the week after, you'll be perfect, James. Get in quick as you can. Denise says, what would you consider a small list? 10 people? I would say small. If you've got 50 people, you can make this work. If you've got 100 people, you can totally make this work. If you've got more, you'll smash it. Eugenia, sounds like tremendous value, Taki. My whole website crashed a couple of months ago. I'm in the process of building a new one, meaning I'm just not ready. Okay, dude, no stress. If that's your decision, no worries. I hope that, honestly, I hope that you're okay through Christmas. I hope that you get your momentum back in January, and I really wish you all the very, very best. By the way, not having a website is I want to say this with respect, Eugenia. Not having a website is the worst excuse for not doing this I've ever heard, because you don't need a website, okay? I love you to bits. I'd love to help you. You don't need a website for this. You need to be able to send an email. So please don't let that be I can't do it. Rebecca says, question re-countdown. Is 4 emails 2 weeks out enough? It's heaps. It's plenty, 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 plenty. If you're doing a webinar, a teleseminar, or a one-on-one, it's plenty. If you're doing a live event, you might want to throw in a couple of extras, sort of 2 emails a week. We just ran the event marketing intensive at Black Belt here in Sydney, and we had Greg Klopper speak, who's put more, filled more seminar rooms. I think they put 20,000 people in seminar seats this year. And they promote 2 weeks out for a live event. So yeah, 4 emails 2 weeks is perfect, Rebecca. Would you ever do more? Yeah. Judge it by the numbers you're getting. If you're not getting enough, promote more. Buy now. Ant says, if I buy now, do I get all the slides, workbook, etc.? Yes, Ant. Thanks for making it really clear. Buy now, get all slides, workbooks, etc. is 100% correct. I love how direct that question was. Buy now, get slides, workbook, etc. Yes, that's exactly what you get. Elisa says, I didn't believe this was really live until you actually said my name. Well, dude, now there's double proof. Why a Thursday? Let me show you why a Thursday. It could be a Wednesday, but if I had to, like some people, people tend to just tell me what to do and not like 52 options. So let me show you why a Thursday. iPad mirror. Okay, here's why a Thursday. Let's say this is your your week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If your webinar is right here, then when you do your stick sequence, the emails that get people to show up, then as you get closer, like if you think about a timeline and this is your webinar, as you get close to the event, the frequency of emails increases, right? If that's the case, and just before the event is the weekend, then most of the reminders that you want people to get, they're not paying attention to because it's the weekend. Now, we're all kind of addicted to our iPhones and stuff, and many of us check emails on the weekend, many, but not everybody. So it's better to have your event here, Wednesday or Thursday, so that your reminder emails land here and here and here, and you just maximize your show up rate. And that's the simple reason why. Does that help? Great questions, dude. Love this. How many more questions are there? There's quite a lot. Let me quickly. Louis says, not sure I really got the package section under promote your event. What you need is you need a sexy name for your event and you need 3 bullet points. Okay? Sexy name, 3 bullet points. And so all I want you to do is either come up with a sexy name and 3 bullet points or use the ones that I gave you in the emails, right? Anton, in your experience, what approximate minimum list size is needed to generate reasonable results for a webinar? I'm just after a ballpark. Dude, 50 to 100 would be my minimum, and bigger the better. Why Thursday answered. Ed, small town, no list, no website, best package. Business coaching, thinking live event or webinar. If I'm in a small town, local market, live event, not webinar, that's exactly what I would do. And I'd be leveraging off, dude, nobody's got no list, Ed. I know it feels like that. You probably just don't have a big list. So I'd go, who are the centers of influence that I already know in town that I can leverage off? I'd do that. I'd advertise. I would, dude, if I'm really, 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 really brand new in my local market, I would do what we did when we first started working with coaches. And we had a campaign where somebody would literally go out, knock on doors and introduce yourself. Hey, just wanted to introduce yourself. We're the business coach in town. And I just wanted to get to know you and get a feel for what the issues are here so I can make sure that all of my content's really valuable. Ask people some questions and invite them along to your session. We did that when, for the first coach I ever worked with, and we smashed it. Kevin, yeah, this will totally work with you. As I know, you're coaching, mentoring people more in finance, not business coaching, and it's about how to have your best financial year yet. Kevin, this will totally work for you. Kevin, I believe you're already a Coach Marketing member, right? And if you are, then all of the stuff's there and there's nothing to buy. Mello says, Taki, is your program for established coaches? Can it also work effectively for relative beginners? 100%. None of this is built around you need to be the expert super guru with 1 million people on your database. It's all built around, do you want to help people? And if you had a client, would you be able to help them in some way? You don't have to be a pro. You'll get better as you go. I've been training and building knowledge, but not actually applying. Well, Mello, to be really blunt, today's your day. You can spend the next 6 months farting around collecting information, or you can actually get off your butt and go, you know what? I've learned lots. I'm going to learn more as I go, but it's time to put this into practice and actually do something for me for once. Yeah. It probably feels a little bit scary. You need someone who can hold your hand and take you and kind of walk with you. I would be honored to be that person. And I say this, from the heart. If you've been hanging off, learning because it feels safer than actually doing it, dude, okay. You just continue to do your dough, spend money on stuff and not actually getting a result. It's time for you to step up. The only relationship you and I have got is 90 minutes together and 3 words here in the chat box. But my heart says, whether it's with me or with something, you need to put a stake in the ground and say, my business, this isn't going to be a hobby for me. I want to do something with this. I actually want to help people. Do you want to learn how to help people, or do you actually want to help? My hunch is you want to do both. You're just a little bit scared. So let's do it together, Mello. What do you say? Please send me a message, Mello. I'm looking here for a response from you. Russ, got your message? Send it to support@moreclients.com.au. Please send it through the screenshots. I'd love to see them. Thank you, Russell. Appreciate that. Schneider. Taki, Brian says, I'm in Taki. I want a great, awesome 2014. Let's do it, Brian. Wes says, have you tested the best time of day to run an event like this? Why 8 a.m. Sydney? It doesn't have to be 8 a.m. Sydney. I do it because my market is international, and this time gives me A, my best energy, and B, reach around the world. All I'm saying is Thursday, either morning if it's a live event, or for business owners, afternoon, like after work if it's for employees. Kate says, thanks, Taki. I'm a new member as of last week. Hey, congrats. Welcome. I think I've been looking for you for a very long time. I'm excited about following your strategies. 2014 will be my 69th year. Kate, high five. I'm confident it'll be an exceptional one. Thanks again, Kate. Let's do this together. I'm so excited. Rich, as always, great session, Taki. Great way to pump up and get people going. Perfect. Ryan says, I didn't see the dates recommended for the emails. What's the timeline? Okay, Ryan. Where's my thingo? Okay, here's what we said. Either. Number one, your webinar is going to be Wednesday or Thursday, your call. Send email number one the Tuesday before, email number two the Thursday before, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, and that's your campaign. If you want to do the long campaign, if you want to do the short campaign, then you're just going to do it really, really simple, and you're going to do 4 days straight. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning reminder, and done. You could do either of those and do really, really well. Ryan, does that help? Ryan, I'm hoping that's a yes. A few people saying voice. I'm not sure what voice means. Andrina, I'm having trouble getting on the site. Is anyone else having trouble? Not that I know of, Andrina, but I'd love to help. Andrina, do me a favor. Can you type in your name, your email address, and your phone number? And I'll make sure that one of my team gives you a call and make sure that we help you get started, and we'll honor all of the bonuses, okay? I'll make sure we get you everything. Andrina, that is for you. If anyone else is having trouble registering, please just type in your name, your email address, your phone number, and maybe even where you are in the world, so I don't call you at we don't call you at 3 a.m. And we'll just get you started. We'll get in touch with you in the next 12 hours and make sure that we look after you. Khalid says, besides, Perth is a massive market. One of your pages broke it down with all the details. That was really helpful. Would love a quick rundown of that again. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find which page you mean, Catherine. Catherine, was it this one here? Catherine, I'm not sure if it was this page. You know what? I think it might have been, so let's just talk about this. So here's my plan. Right now there's 3 opportunities and 3 dangers, right? The dangers are that you give up too early and you stop hunting. Number 2, that you lose clients over Christmas. And number 3, that your January is empty when it needs to be full already. It needs to be preloaded. And so here's what I want to do. While everybody else is running scared, kind of hiding under a blanket and kind of praying that they make it through till Jan or Feb, I want to help you with this stuff. Even if selling is weird and you suck at marketing, number 1, we're going to build the Clients by Christmas campaign, which is you'll get access to right now today. It's the emails to send, the slides to use, and the workbook ready to roll, and a recording of Rowan walking through the content. Number 2, I'm going to help you keep clients over the break, and that is a 5-step system that we use. Number 1, to retain your clients, and you should be doing that next week. The first piece anyway, to keep your clients you should be doing that next week or the week after. And number 2, it's about repositioning them so that you don't overservice, you don't undercharge or be undervalued anymore. You can kind of reposition people and have them solid. We use the 5 forces to have them recommit to themselves, recommit to their future, and recommit to you. And then it's about setting getting you refocused for next year. And 5th, it's about your relaunch plan. What do we do in the first 60 days of January to kind of get you flying? Number 3, preload January. I want to help you map out your whole next year's calendar. I think this is the page you mean. It's $497. If you do the stuff, implement it, and it doesn't work for you, I'd be massively surprised. Like it never, ever. But if that happens for you and you've done the stuff, then that'd be my fault, not yours. And so send me this. I'm going to send you some bonus stuff in the post. Just send it back. I'll buy it off you and give you an extra $5 to say thanks for having a go. Plus, you'll get to keep the R5 system, the Clients by Christmas system, and the preload next year system forever. I just realized that you might have been thinking about the other page, which does a little bit of a walkthrough, which is this one here. Catherine, I think this might be the page. I just realized. Number one, I'm going to help you get clients by Christmas with a ready-to-go marketing campaign. It's $497, right? That's the deal. Australian. Number two, you'll also get the R5 retention system designed to help you keep your clients over the Christmas, New Year's break. It's killer, by the way. Every year I give this to my members, and every year I get emails back saying I had a client who was wobbly, about to quit. We did the reposition session. We used the 5 forces, and they're staying, and they're not just staying, but they're excited again like they were when we first started. The January Jumpstart is preload next year, the calendar, and your first campaign for next year, which is called the 28-day lead blitz. So you get off to a really good start for the new year. Also, we're going to have group coaching calls every 2 weeks for the next 2 months, 55 days, to help you get new clients. So every 2 weeks, you jump on a webinar with me and my other members and say, here's what I've done, here's where I need help, and let me just take you off mute and let's work together, Catherine, you and I. I'll show you exactly what to do so you're focused, you know exactly what to do. The coaching is $197 a month. It's 2 months for free, which will get us through to the end of Jan. And then if you want to stay on, then you don't do anything. You just say, hey, this is awesome, I'm just going to keep rolling. If you go, this has been great, but I want to stop, just anytime in the first, 55 days free, just flick us an email and say, hey, I don't want to do the rest of the coaching. You keep the rest of the stuff, but you just won't be able to work with me on going after that. Catherine, does that help? I think that's probably the answer you were looking for. Where's my mouse? Here we go. Alyssa, would you include live case studies in that webinar? Yeah, I totally would. If you've got them, use them. Corey, you're welcome. Susan, thank you. Super interesting. Complete career clarity. That was the webinar you're talking about, Fiona? Yeah, you've got 2 options. You can either run your complete career clarity webinar and the next year best year ever webinar, or you can combine them and make them both around the same content, and kind of keep the first name and do the content for this. Either way will work great. Dan, you're really welcome. Miriam says, I will always use my client getting powers for good, not for evil. Yeah, it's really important, right? Fiona, if that webinar has been proven, then use it and just add some 2014 vibe about it. Jim, thank you, Taki, for modeling awesomeness. Happy holiday to you and yours. Thank you, Jim. Leslie says, what's the app you've been using on your iPad? It's called Paper by 53. Are we getting the Clients by Christmas best year ever collateral? The sales page talks about other stuff, the 28-day lead blitz, etc. Thanks, Wes, for clarifying. You're getting all of the stuff. The 28-day lead blitz is the January campaign that I want you to run in January. The moment you log in, if you go into the website. Thanks, Wes. Great question, dude. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear. It wasn't clear because I kept my original page. It was just easier for me to keep my original page and add bonuses to it rather than rebuilding a whole new order page, etc. So yeah, you'll get the 28-day lead blitz. You'll also get the Clients by Christmas campaign. You'll also get the R5. You'll also get the preload January, all by clicking that yellow button right there. When you log in, the Clients by Christmas stuff is here. You click on bonuses, and at the bottom, by the way, I'll send you an email later today. If you've bought, I'll send you the email with a direct link. But if you click on bonuses and then click on sign Clients by Christmas, you get right here. And all of the goodies to download are here. Okay, so this page, startmyblitz.com, gives you the Clients by Christmas. It gives you the R5 system, step by step, with every worksheet that you need, how to do the coaching session with your client to reposition them around access, over-servicing, and fees. The 28-day lead blitz is your January campaign, and the preload 2014 will be ready at the end of next week. Wes, does that help? Wes, I just really want to make sure I give you the clarity that you need so that you feel good about rocking it with me for the next 2 months and beyond. Wes, looking for a gotcha. Does that help? Dean, this is perfect timing. Thank you so much. Just signed up. Go to webinar. Now get to promote my first webinar with a plan. Yay! Well done, Dean. Awesome. Taz, thanks for sharing, mate. First time participant, sincerely grateful for it. Just bought, look forward to working through. Taz, let's do it together. Super excited about working with you. Fiona, you're welcome. Ian, Taki, I have paid sessions scheduled for the 12th and the 19th. Can I still use promote and present? Yeah, you totally can. You totally can. Ian, I'm not sure I understand. Are you saying you want to run this for free at a separate time, or you want to run this campaign to promote the 12th and the 19th? Either way is going to work, just so you know. So if you've already got paid stuff that's around a different topic, completely cool. It doesn't have to be a Thursday, dude. Wednesday, Thursday, I reckon is our ideal. Wednesday and Thursday, I reckon, is your ideal. If you can't do Wednesday and Thursday, earlier in the week, later in the week isn't going to matter terribly much, but I always go with, just to make things simple, pick that day for the reasons I explained earlier. But if you've already got other stuff on, pick another webinar date or a live event date and do it then. Or if your 12th and 19th is already around this sort of a topic, then use the promote and present steps for the sessions you've already got, which sounds like Ian thinking about it now, exactly what you're asking. Andrina, ready to roll. Simon, you're welcome. Vlad, you're welcome. Wally, got to tell you, I just reconnected with your sensational assistant, Carolyn Buchanan, who worked for me 15 years ago. No way! Managing a hairdressing salon in Melbourne. Her amazing story, recovery, connection, and engagement by you not only brought me to tears, but I'll catch up with her next week in Melbourne. Huge thank you. Love your amazing presentation, Andy. Hey, Wally, that is awesome. When you see Carolyn, give her a big hug. Kevin, what was my cost for Facebook ads for this webinar? I spent $100 yesterday and $100 the day before. Peter, how do you target Facebook ads at competitors? One of the ways you do that in the likes and interest section is you put in the name of their Facebook page. If it shows up, you can click it. Anyone who likes that page, you can target ads at them. Fiona, brilliant webinar. Love to see how the master does it. Hey, Fee, welcome. Vlad, I'd like to join. Do you have a PayPal option? Vlad, I don't have a public PayPal option, but do me a favor. Can you give me your email address and a phone number, and let's see if there's a way we can help. I'm not 100% sure, but if you give us phone number, email address, and just write PayPal all in one comment, one of my team will reach out to you and see if there's a way. I don't know that there is, mate, but I'll check. Nicholas says, done. I'm in. Well done. Let's do it. Bree says, would you start your campaign today for a webinar next Thursday or wait till next week? Oh, I'd be really keen to start sooner rather than later, Bree. If it was me, I'd send email number 1 today, and then I'd go the short, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday vibe. Bree, does that help? Alyssa, what's the difference between Coach Marketing Machine and Black Belt? Okay, awesome question. If you're a coach already doing $10,000 and above, okay, listen very carefully. This is, by the way, this webinar today, not about Black Belt, but if you're already doing $10,000 a month or above, and that might be 40 grand or 80 grand a month, or anywhere in between. So if you're 10 grand a month and above, if you have been doing it one-on-one coaching and you want to move to something more leveraged, if you have been doing one-on-one selling and you want to learn webinar selling and workshop selling, and if you have been doing manual marketing and you want to go to automated, then Black Belt might, and I just want to stress, might be a fit for you. Okay? What I always recommend people do is start with the campaigns that are simple, easy to roll out, and then if it makes sense, then we can have another conversation, Elisa, and tell you a bit more about that. Is that cool? Walt says, do you have an editable workbook for 2014? The one in Coach Marketing Machine and Black Belt is 2012. You're right, Walt. Literally, we juiced up the 2014 one last night, and it'll be uploaded within the next 3 hours. So there'll be a 2014 one within 2 hours. I've got it here on my machine, and it's just not up in the cloud yet. So that's been uploaded to Ash, and when she starts work, her first job for the day is to load that in. Thanks for picking it. I'm glad you noticed. Karen. I was in your system before, want to rejoin? Great question. Karen, please give us all of your details, first name, last name, email address, phone number, and just put rejoin in it, and we'll reach out to you and we'll look after you. Cool? Be great to have you back. Ant, good stuff, gold stuff as always. I'm all in. Let's do it, Ant. Catherine, how would this look to do as a one-on-one session? So Catherine, all right, I'm going to do, I just want to see how many more questions we've got. We've got heaps. Dude, oh my goodness. Jeepers creepers. Catherine, how would you do it as a one-on-one session? Result, reality, roadblock is the short answer. And inside the Coach Marketing Machine, I show you step by step what to do. For now, if you just remember, I'm going to get people clear about what they really want, their result, then bring them back to now, have them focus on everything that's going on in their life and their business and their world. And then thirdly, I'm going to focus them on the roadblocks that are holding them back. They will say, how do I join? What do I do next? Miriam, if you have any questions about that, it should be. SSL has been set up for 2 years. If you have any questions about that, then again, email, phone number, details, we'll call you and we'll process it over the phone securely if that's something that would be helpful. Joanne says, love Lawrence. Yeah, I met him at that event. All done, paid, and I'm in. Looking forward to finally working with you. Jacqueline, let's do it. Denny, will you give us a list of questions to ask your clients? I 100% will. It's in the bonus right here. I'll show you. Okay, the list of questions to ask your clients is here. When you log in, the conversion incentive, it's like a 2-page list of questions to ask. Okay? Denny, great question. What did the guy offer who wanted to go to the football game? What he offered was a make 2014 your best year yet. He works with Kairos and his webinar was called Plan Your Practice, and it was all about getting ready for next year, just like we've been talking about today. Ian says, if somebody buys at the conversion event or webinar, do you recommend running their actual coaching session before Christmas? If you can fit it in, sooner the better. What we want to do is we want to have people get out of buying mode and into client mode as quickly as we possibly can. So run the coaching session as early as you can while they're hot and ready. Ian, good question. And let's do this. Ryan, not sure what to offer at my webinar. I'm worried about charging a price point that's too high for the people currently on my list. Ryan, it doesn't even have to be paid. It could just be a free one-on-one coaching session / sales appointment, right? So it could be free, it could be low cost, or it could be $1,000. I reckon they're your 3 options. Pick one that feels great for you. Even if it's $97 just to make sure that they lock in their time, that's perfect. Depending on your niche, maybe it's $47. Maybe it's free. Either way is going to be fine. Khalid says, this webinar reminded me of how people are more hyper-responsive to anything that will help them transform the next 12 months. Holiday marketing is second only to celebrity marketing, in my opinion. Thanks for the reminder, Khalid. Great distinctions. Linda, you're welcome. Shane says, this is awesome, Taki. Much appreciated. Welcome, Sharon. Thank you. Jeff says, I've been a Coach Marketing member for 9 months. I almost didn't get on this webinar. Huge value. Jeff, glad you did. Alyssa, what is the 28-day Blitz? Is that part of this? Yeah, it's a special gift. It's the campaign I'd like you to run in January, Alyssa. It's a 6-week campaign that you'll run at the start of January to really help you smash January, to get yourself a big database, to get yourself appointments, and get yourself clients. I didn't talk about it a whole bunch today, but it's the very first project I get all of my new clients to do because it gets you, like most coaches come to me with no list, no leads, no pipeline, no appointments, and no plan. And the Blitz is the plan to get you a list and appointments and clients really, really fast. Alicia, does that help? So it's one of the things I give you. It's part of the program. It's the key to making January amazing is what it really is. Simon says, would you provide a stack of bonuses on the Best Year Yet webinar as well as the one-on-one session? I would give some. Yeah, I would give some. But a one-on-one session to help them implement is really what they're after. Okay? So Simon, you don't have to go overboard with bonuses. You're already creating the need and you're just delivering on it. But you just want to make it as easy as you can and a no-brainer. So some templates, some ideas about marketing plan, depending on what your niche is. Let's call it 3 bonuses max would be perfect. Simon? Nadine, question about black belt. Nadine Love, is that you, my friend? It's been so long. I wish we could chat. Nadine, if that is you, even if it's not the Nadine I'm thinking of, just type in your email address and a phone number and let's have a chat. Demi says, Demi, you are awesome. Okay, check this out. I wonder if I can take a screenshot just to show you that this is real. This is quite funny. Sketch, where's my sketch? Hang on a sec. Sketch. I'm just going to take you the screenshot. Love this. Demi, you are a complete legend. Hey, where is this? Here we go. There. This is cool. As a client, I highly urge everyone to sign up. Best investment ever. Thanks, Demi. That's really kind. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for spreading the word and starting the party. All right, I'm going to call this webinar done in 3 minutes. I'm going to answer as many as I can, but there's a 3-minute timer on right now. Join me now or don't, but you got 3 minutes. Kate, you're welcome. Jason, following you for a while. Registered today under my business email, so still me. Great, Jason, awesome. Love your style, Taki, welcome. Ryan says, why is your shiesty upseller voice American? Sorry, dude. It just came out like that. How do we send extra money to you? Reply to any of my emails and I'll send you my special Dropbox where you can send extra money. Simon, you're welcome. Ant, going to crush it in 2014 and do this. Been a long time before getting into this with you. Yep. Nimiki, awesome. What's the software you use for that cool calendar? Dude, Pages on my Mac. You could do it in Microsoft Word. Physical product is just a bonus that I send you, Denny. It's to help you start your blitz and make next year fantastic. It's golden. It's a little gift, and I think you'll love it. How long is the offer for? The offer is up for the next 2 minutes, says Jeff. What time do I have my group coaching sessions? This same time, 8 a.m. On tomorrow, 8 a.m. Fridays. Cool. Corey, you're welcome. I've got no list. Can I still do this by Christmas? Yeah, you can, but you're going to need a hustle. You're going to want to get on this straight away. Steve? Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Jamie. Deborah, awesome. Thanks, Taki. Thanks, Kev. Beautiful. Deadline to cancel if we don't see value in the monthly. 2 months. Denny, 2 months. So end of Jan. Jason wants to know about getting into my black belt program. Jason, let's just chat afterwards. I'll send you an email with some info. Cool? How do I get executive leads? Denny's asking some really great questions. How do you get executive leads if they're not on Facebook? Inside my list building program, we'll show you exactly how to reach out to those guys and how to get their attention. Patrick's saying time trade. Dude, I must be answering questions from a long time ago. Apologize for that. Denise, I'm having trouble signing up. Is there another way to do it? Yeah, please just type in your phone number, email address, full name, and where you are in the world, and we'll call you and get you started personally if you're having any trouble with the website. Will the Start My Blitz website still be up tomorrow? Yes, it will still be up tomorrow, but you won't get any of the bonuses. And the Clients by Christmas offer is a today offer. Elisa, thanks for being incredibly encouraging. Very cool of you to be warm as well as smart. Welcome. Carolyn, can we buy tomorrow with the same deal or just today? Just today. Is it okay to promote using someone else's database? Perfect to promote using someone else's database. Perfect. Does doing 2 different webinars in 2 different days add people or just more work? No, it actually adds people. I wouldn't give people a recording. Just people don't tend to show up for it. So do 2 times. Andrina, I'm in. So glad we finally get to work together. Me too. Ken, just confirming that the package today includes list building. 100% does. The list building program is included in the pack. Justin, I'm just starting out. Is this going to work for me? My current email list is under 100 people. Yeah, it will totally work for you. If you had 1,000 people, would it work faster and easier? Yeah, it would. But it will totally work for you. Justin, reassurance given. You should totally still do this. Jason, dude, if 295 by 2 right now is too hard, then do it later, dude. Don't put any stress on yourself. If you can't afford 295 times 2, then if it's not a yes right now, it's a no. There's no plan B. So just give yourself a break and say, hey, I'm going to bust a gut and make sure I can do this later. Or, if you can swing it on a card, then do that. Susan, I have to say, I really appreciate you taking so much time to answer these questions. You're welcome. Thanks, Susan. Is it okay to run the webinar on a Friday? Yeah, it's fine to run the webinar on a Friday. Anton, looking forward to it. Catherine, how would the invite read for a one-on-one session event? Okay, so the email's going to be the same. The offer is going to be different. And inside the Coach Marketing Machine, one of the bonuses, I think it's bonus number 1, is a cut and paste email that you can send if you just want one-on-one appointments. Catherine, does that make sense? Can I consider my Facebook Lives as my list and email to their Facebook email addresses? You can, but you'll do really well just promoting into Facebook. You're promoting posts, like actually kind of writing posts that your likes see. And I ran my Facebook ad to people who like my page and their friends as well. Monica, I've got a webinar scheduled for 8th of Jan. Should I promote now or a few weeks before? I think the answer isn't or, but it's and, Monica. Miriam, I'll check. Mello, you're welcome. Bree, all signed up. Very excited. You're a gem. Thanks, Bree. Let's do this together. Let's make next year amazing. Great work, Saki. Thanks again, dude. You seriously rock. Thanks, Shane. How long's your offer on? Just today. Yeah, just today. How do I get a new password? Can't get into the membership site. Just hit reply to any of the emails you got from me, Maggie. Or if you haven't got any emails, support@moreclients.com.au, and just say, can you help reset my password, please? And Ashley or Angel or Tom, my ninjas, will help you straight out. Maggie? December 19th, Thursday fortnight, I think is totally doable. I'd probably prefer you go a little bit earlier that week, but it's totally doable. I wouldn't stress about it. If it's a live event, yeah, webinar, no problems at all. Wes? So looking forward to the escalation of my business, Miriam. Me too. Yeah, how do I join Coach Marketing Machine? Says Jason. Dude, startmyblitz.com. This link right down here, startmyblitz.com, that's how you join. Nicole, love your work back. Denise, brilliant. Thanks, Ducky. I'm just about to sign up. You got 60 seconds to do it, Denise. Do it now. Got to go. Thanks so much. Looking forward to a great year. Let's do it. Yeah, Denise, we can totally help you with that. Please just give me your phone number, Denise, and we'll call you. Andrina, we're good. Sharon said, I did have some trouble, but I just re-registered and it worked fine. If I haven't honed my niche, will this campaign still work if I send to a broad range of people? Yeah, this is the only campaign I do that is fine for generic because it's time-based. It's built around people's thinking at Christmas. Thanks, Denise. Got your message. Manuel, I'm late to the party. Will there be a recording? No, sorry, Manuel, not. Got to go. You're welcome. Ken, just to confirm the list building component, yes, it's included. Ken. First group coaching call tomorrow morning. And then on Fridays after that. Yes, 2 by 295 is an option when you register. Yes. I'm in. It says Ed, great to be back on board. Got clients this time around. Let's do it. Super valuable 2 hours, James. I'm in the States. How long will it take for the hard copy materials to arrive? Susan, so firstly, you don't need the hard copy materials to do this. You'll get instant access to the online stuff like right now. The hard copy stuff, give it a week. Bettina, let's do it. Wes, got it. You're welcome. Thanks for everybody. Desiree, yeah, I do recommend offering strategy sessions from the webinar. Yes. Kevin O'Keefe, got your message. Thank you. Give us your phone number and we'll give you a call and help you get started. Rebecca, you're welcome. Thanks, Vlad. Got that. Deepak, if you're talking about a question about sending me questions about buying, then you can send it to support@moreclients.com.au. If you've got coaching questions, ask me on the webinars, the group coaching calls. That's what they're for. Nadine, gotcha. Maggie, got your message. Will help. Susan, this is just open today. Sorry, dude. Karen will help you. No, Miriam, it's completely fine that way. Wahoo! I'm signed up. Chris, welcome. Patrick says, I'm a Coach Marketing member. I wrote down a couple of guesses about how much this would cost me, but it's included. You rock. Yeah, it is. You're welcome. Deepak, got your message. All right. Yeah, the group coaching sessions are all recorded. Deepak, got your message. Hey, this webinar is officially done. I'm just looking through to make sure I get to all of the questions. Glenn says, I'm having trouble signing up. Here's my details. Gotcha, Glenn. We'll help you. Ryan, got your message. Deepak, you too. Is there a Facebook group? Hang on. Kevin, we'll check that for you and come back to you. Sherry, got your message. Martin, got your message. Simon, let's do this. Ben, you're welcome. Let's do it. Miriam, till tomorrow. Hey, I got to the end of the questions. Everybody, thanks so much. This has been a great webinar. Love your work. This webinar's done. The offer is done. It's been fun hanging out. Here's to an amazing 2014. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Jamie, for helping. Appreciate that. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Enza. Thanks, everybody. Let's call this baby done.